Welcome in, ladies and gents. I'm Ryan Garrity, one of your hosts for this evening, otherwise known as Big Smelly, and we are at the Hungaroring. It is roughly 2 miles, a little over 2.5 miles of 14-turn madness here in Hungary. Hope you came hungry for some racing action, and we're done with the bad puns. As always, I'm joined in the booth with Dave Hill and Rob Jacques. What's going on, gents? How are we doing?
Hey, what's up, Ryan?
Not too
The
much.
bad puns will never stop.
Yeah, I'm always down for a bad pun.
As Ducky says, 2 miles and freedom units. Yes, I had dog hair all over myself.
Yeah. What's
Anyways,
that matter?
We are wrapping up free practice right now. We're going to hop into qualifying here shortly. We'll jump to the track. Dave, do you want to tell us about some standings right now?
Sure. Let me get them pulled up here. So I'm going to go through. I'm going to give you the top 3 for each class this week, just because we're getting close to the end of the season. So I wanted everybody to kind of know where everybody stood. So currently P1, we've got Dornelis in the pro class, P2, Portis, and P3 is Alvarado. Moving on to the Pro-Am class, we've got Austin Carpenter, currently in P1 there, Saidi P2, and Fabiano P3. And in the amateur class, we've got Frizza, P1, Matty Boy sitting in P2.
Boy.
And
Matty!
I don't see Mendez still around, but they're in P3. Tomasco is technically P2, but I know they're not racing anymore, so we'll see what happens there.
We also got some promotions as well. Some class changes getting ready for the finals that are coming up here in 2 weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and go through that. We have 2 Pro-Am promotions, starting with Nick Amon, who is in the Aston Martin. Job, Nick.
Enough about him.
Next, we have Trevor Hilligans moving up in the Pro-Am class as well. As for pros, the Star Spangled Man with the plan, Jeff Spangler. He'll be moving up with the pro. And to wrap it all up for North America Blue, Nicholas Alvarado is also going to get the pro badge going into finals. Gents. Well deserved.
Congrats.
It's that new wheel for Spangler that got him bumped up to pro, I think.
It's the glow in the dark buttons. It added about 2/10.
Yeah.
So I feel like we need to touch on this. Trevor Hilligans, debutant this year, rookie last season, already up in the Pro-Ams. He's doing pretty good this season.
Yeah, no, doing very well. Showing up, showing out, being a consistent driver. Love to see that.
Yeah. We don't see him as much because he just knuckles down and finishes races.
He's a no-nonsense driver, some would say.
Some would say.
But yes, and then on top of the... Go ahead, Roberto.
No, I was just saying he's the Bob Law of sim racers. No nonsense.
Oh, let's see. And then can't forget Nick Amon, who has also had a great season so far. He stuck his nose up in the top 20. He's had a few weeks where he's been over 20th, but more so than not, definitely top 20 racer. Doing a good job, keeping it nice and consistent in the Aston.
Yeah, he's P17 overall in points.
Not too
good stuff.
shabby. And
Yeah, Ducky says it best in chat. Clean racers don't get airtime.
That is true. Not necessarily, though. I'll argue that in the sense that if you are driving close in proximity to other drivers, you will get airtime. But as we all know, sometimes after, lap 5 or 6, gents, you start to see hot lapping sessions until you pit, and then you have to go through traffic or UR traffic.
Yeah, I would say lap 5 and 6 is generous in some tracks.
That is true.
But this week we do have a super sprint, so we should see a little bit of shakeup in the second race at least, where the speedy boys will have to be starting from middle of the pack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And that'll be even tougher because this track is even more difficult than your average track to pass at this, unless you're in a go-kart.
That is true, and luckily for Bruno, he is in a go-kart as he crosses the finish line for his first lap with a slapping 43.7.
During free practice, Dornelis, he was flirting with a 142. He was down to a 143.0. I wonder if he'll be able to do it.
We will see. Lucky for them. Unlucky for them, they only have 2 more minutes, essentially. Or 2 more laps. You forget that we are under the super sprint format this week. So qualifying is much shorter.
Has to get your pressures up.
Yeah. Figure that stuff out quick. So I know it's currently sunny, but it is very windy.
Ooh.
Was it one of the AP splits that they had some rain?
Yes, I believe there was some rain.
Yeah, wet Wally.
So could we be so lucky as to get some rain?
Wish on 100.
I would love to see some rain. We haven't had a wet race in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, Imola.
I'd like to see it. The great equalizer.
Yeah, North America has been quite lucky in the sense that the majority of the races for both blue and red have been very dry.
I just noticed that Spangler is not in the race.
I believe he's traveling.
What? How dare his job get in the way of some ACC action?
Ooh. And we have Austin Carpenter sliding his way into P2, currently 400ths below Bruno Vasquez. Curious to see how this will shuffle as we have Renato Dornelis cross start-finish line here momentarily. Let's see where he's at. Definitely another outlap for him right now.
So JC in chat is saying that the yellow split had rain in race 2 and the green split had rain in Q1.
So it looks like green was lucky. Take it or leave it.
I didn't catch green this week. I don't know how much of a bloodbath it was.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of the races this week, I'm afraid.
Bit tough being in North America as the races are during work, but hello to our friends in Australia who are currently watching while working. Thank you.
Yeah, get to work, you lazy bums.
No. We need their support.
We're gonna have to call your boss.
Now you listen here, boy. I tell you what.
Who's the Crocodile Dundee? Who's the actor? Paul Hogan? I don't know.
I don't know his name.
I think that's it.
That's just everybody's boss in Australia.
He just walks up to him and says, "You call that a knife?"
You call that an excuse? Now that's an excuse.
Yes, JC, you quote, working. You're working hard for the money.
Kumaku Kitty. Boss says hi. Hello, boss. How we doing? Hello from America.
Good day.
This is America.
It's really a training video on how not to act at work. That's what the service we're providing.
Did you see that there, gents?
The one up.
Yep.
On Dornelis.
Got a new pole sitter now. Renato slides his way up to P1 currently for qualifying at a 143.5. So you said that he was flirting with a 42. Where in practice was it a very low 43, like 43 flat?
It was a it was a 43-0, and I don't remember the hundreds after it, but yeah, it was a 43-0.
Okay. All right, let's see if Thomas Pierce can improve on his 4th lap as he comes around. Bit squirrely on the exit. And he does. He moves up to P8.
And he does that.
So a little before qualifying started in chat, people were saying, how many cars are there going to be turn 1 at the start of the race? What do you guys think? Ryan
10.
said no, around 10. Rob, what do you think?
I think they got it. Split has been pretty good with T1.
I feel like they're going to be like 5 or 6 wide at turn 1.
5 or 6. Yeah, I'll bet 1. Just like the Price is Right. We'll bet $1.
I'll take $1.
Yeah. I'll go $1, Drew.
I got you $1. Oh, you got to be quicker than that. As we have the Aston team wrapping up qualifying here, Nick Amon will move up 1 spot to take over Matty Boy.
Matty Boy.
And that wraps up qualifying.
You know, one thing I wanted to look at before we started were the team standings. So I'll do that real quick. We've got Civic Duty currently P1, Boatley McBoatface in P2, and the Dive Bomb Dotsons P3.
I like it.
This seems like the first race in a little while that we've had Team Mercedes up at the pointy end.
Yeah, I think during practice, I know Fabiano was doing pretty well, and I think BC was as well. Who's going to call the start of the race? I think it should be Rob. I don't think he's done one for a little bit.
Yeah, I think I've been deferring to you guys as much as possible.
Oh, you mean last week when I said, hey, Rob, you want to take this? Yeah, Dave, go ahead.
They're on to me. It's week 3. I think they suspect something.
Let's see. Do we have any... No, just a very stern-faced man. No Easter eggs here.
In chat, Blaine Hall is asking for help. I'm not sure what help we can provide.
1-800-OCTANE. They'll provide you with race tips as you're driving.
Yeah. Bullock420 at AOL.com.
Be prepared for a certain alien to pick up the phone and tell you to just drive faster. In the most loving manner possible.
If you're not fast, just drive faster.
Just
Problem solved.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that bit on the track where I'm not driving so fast, I'll just drive faster on it.
All right, gents, what do we think? Out of the grid here, mid-engine, rear engine, or front?
Probably mid, but I mean, I feel like I always root a little bit for the Bentleys. They're just so great.
Yeah, I'll guess mid.
You think the mid-engine cars are going to perform well here?
Yeah, I think the Porsche would need a really good day to win.
All right, we'll see. Bruno Vasquez is a speedy boy. We got Zara Place in chat saying front. Ducky mid all way. Well, we know that you're a McLaren fanboy, so that's as is expected.
Slightly biased.
Contractually obligated by McLaren International to say that.
So, frankly, I think that the front engine cars will be quite strong here, but granted, we do have Renato Dornelis at the pointy end, followed by Nicolas Alvarado. 2 mid-engine cars but two very deadly mid-engine cars. The Honda has proven to be, what, one of the best vehicles on every single track?
It has performed very well this season. I mean, granted, the people driving it are very talented drivers. So that's definitely part of it, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what we're saying doesn't take anything away from the talent of the drivers that we have on the grid currently. More so personal preference, knowing the track, how it feels. I think that the front engine cars could potentially have a heyday, as there are a lot of curbs that you could get hung up on, especially turn 3. That little kink in the road is quite a nasty curb, and it can collect many of the mid-engine cars that we have on the grid.
Yeah, I've seen many Audis enter the nether realm or shadow realm.
One particular Audi, right?
Couple, but yeah, one particular.
All right, Rob, as we round the final corner for the start and finish straight, we're going to go ahead and watch from Kenneth Portis, who's sitting at P7 in the Honda, and you'll take it away.
Yes, we are waiting for the green. And they're off. And Lord help us all. Back of the pack is shuffling around. Nothing too major. Of course, at the front.
Oh, no.
And Cornelis loses it. Oh, my gosh. How much safety car is that going to be?
Oh, my goodness.
I think I got it, gents. I think I got it. I think I got the right number wide. Oh, and that is a safety car.
Yeah, that was. I was looking in the mid to rear, and I didn't even think that leaders would just go for it like that. That was impressive.
Okay,
it was between Vasquez and Dornelis. They bumped into each other, and that started it all.
Yeah, I think Dornelis got the clip. There we go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Vasquez.
That little vortex of danger.
That had to be 10 wide right there. All right, pay up, everyone. I win this week. Pay up.
So unfortunate for Dornelis, he is all the way at the back. Granted, he probably doesn't get into the reverse grid section of the positions, so he'll get to qualify again and potentially start out. Most likely start out in P13 is my guess.
Or he can fight his way up to 12th.
Do you think he could do it in a super sprint? I mean, I guess if anybody on the track could do it, he would be the one.
Tough. The clock is still ticking, huh? Man, I don't know, man. They're still catching up to the safety car, for God's sake.
Yeah, I mean, by the time this race gets started, if I wear my math hat correctly, I think it's going to be about 14 minutes left in the race.
So JC says that McLarens have been taken out in almost every race this week. That it's been a terrible week for them. RIP.
Yeah. F in the chat for Team McLaren.
Ducky says slightest aero damage in the McLaren. Could easily lose 2 to 3 seconds per lap. So why don't we zoom in on Dornelis and see if we can see any damage?
You want to take a little look-see? All right, let's see.
Yeah, let's take a look.
I think I saw some door action.
Too bad. Yeah, he got hit. He got hit on the side.
That's not that bad, though.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, and Renato is also another driver that has proven that, okay, if he has a little damage, he's still putting in stupid quick laps, So we shall see. Renato will be taking the worst to first challenge here in the first round of the Super Sprint.
0 to hero, if you will.
Yep. Let's try and take a look around the grid, see if anyone collected a bit of damage.
Check Vasquez. He was the other one in that pile up, and I think he ended up getting hit by Mercedes as well.
Yeah.
It's always the right side.
Yeah, we'll look on his good side for now. How about that?
Yeah. Just like those MySpace girls.
Check out that paint job. No, this side, not that side.
Oh, all right. We're gonna go over to Austin Carpenter. All right. So as we round turn 14, Speedy Boys will set us off, and I stand corrected. We have about 15.5 minutes left on the race, so still plenty of time.
Nerd.
Renato Dornelis will be on the grind to get back up to P12 and sit on the pole for race number 2. Let's go into some helicam action. Jump back in the grid. Make sure everyone gets through clean.
Looks like Alvarado had a pretty good start compared to everybody else. He had quite a bit of a gap on P2.
Yeah, he was ready for it.
Yeah.
Did get the drive-through from Vasquez for causing a collision.
Oh, let me take a look.
Looks like it's clean so far as we jump back up to the top. On board with Kenneth Portis.
Yeah, the safety car restarts are always a little more sane because you're already fanned out single file.
So race control is showing it a drive-through penalty for the collision for Vasquez. That's pretty tough, getting a drive-through penalty for a collision.
Oh, that's race ending. That's just kind of okay. Fight for some points.
Yeah.
Then again, with the cars that we have on the grid, everyone should be getting points tonight. I believe it's top 30, if I recall correctly. All right, let me jump on board with Dave Hassar. See what he can do this week. As he's currently sitting at P6.
Yeah, I think he survived the carnage pretty well. I don't think he was up that far to start.
No, looks relatively sharp there. Don't see any damage on the sides or front or rear.
Yeah, I love seeing the Nissans stacking up front.
Looks like Vasquez is in the pits, serving that drive-through penalty right now. And he's coming out in last place.
Lots of traffic coming down into turn 3. Go ahead, Rob. Oh, shit.
Nope, just, Dornelis already getting his spot with Vasquez getting a drive-through.
I mean, he's already up to P18, and he started all the way back.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hungry.
If you
12
notice
minutes.
it, say it in the chat. Rookie mistake. We'll fix it next.
What happened in the chat?
No. I said if you notice it, say it in the chat. Forgot to change something, but we'll do that here in a minute. I'll leave that for the eagle eyes watching.
For the real nerds.
The Star Spangled Man is in the chat. Welcome in, Jeff Spangler, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
Jeff,
buddy.
Why didn't you call out sick or something? What are you doing? Bentley's for life.
And still, good little turn T1 action, but not much. This is a pretty good, like less than second gap from was that 8th to 18th.
So the whole grid.
Where everyone's just vibing.
Dornelis just picked up P17. It got around Flavio, who ended up going wide.
Oh, damn it, Jeff. Make us jealous, why don't you?
He's on a beach in Mexico.
Mark, are you a coyote?
Enjoy, my friend. Certainly soak that sun up in Mexico. We've had a year of missing out on trips.
Amador almost losing the rear diffuser there from the Fabiano.
You're just sniffing. You just want a little sniff. Said, boy, that's a nice diffuser you got there. It'd be a shame if anyone knocked it.
I'll just take a piece of that.
That'll just make you a little bit slower.
Wonder what carbon fiber tastes like or smells like. I don't want to taste it.
Not that good. All right. Second thought, that was a bad idea.
Oh, what I did.
Dornelis is already up to P16.
And he has a penalty for causing a collision on lap 3. I guess we missed that when he was trying to get to a back marker.
Yeah, I didn't catch who that was with. Oh, Thomas Pierce also getting a penalty for a collision on lap 3. His is for 10 seconds. Dornelis for 5 seconds. I'm wondering if it was between each other.
Yeah, I wonder what the difference is between getting a 5 and a 10.
Jeff, he got taken out turn 1.
Yeah, T1 lap 1.
Yep. Vasquez was like, I think I could squeeze in here. And Dornelis was like,
true Viking death.
There's a funeral and everything. Fireboat. It's crazy.
Yeah. Someone's taking the esport line through the chicane there.
Oh, that's cool. Let's go 3 wide through here.
Oh my God.
Okay, yeah, just a little Super Bowl shuffle.
What could go wrong? See Dornelis up to P15. Just got around Sear.
So that's Ikai and Amador at the pointy end of that. Kogan's looking for some free spots.
I believe that's also Chris Frizza in the Aston, who just took another position. Man on a mission.
Frizza and Ikai were... oh, no. Yeah, Frizza drove away. Never mind.
Dornelis was able to get around Fabiano for P14. But Fabiano is not giving up very easily.
Death by Porky Pig. That's all, folks. Oh, look at this. What's up, Thiago? How we doing?
Was he out last week?
Yeah, I believe so. I think he's been at the past few weeks. Holding his position at P9 in the Audi. Audi felt quick here.
I do not envy the Audi drivers trying to avoid the curbs or just tread lightly over them at this track.
Pain is existence. Mr. Meeseeks. Existence is pain, Jerry! And we got Renato Dornelis taking P14 currently. But with that 5 seconds, that's going to be quite detrimental to his race, as everyone is a second away or less from one another.
Yeah,
he's going to lose
that'll end it for him. He's going to have to qualify again.
Insert the Gunther Steiner technique. But that was bad. Don't do that. I think you missed that week, Rob.
No, yeah, I think I did.
So, Gunther Steiner, the racing principal for Haas, the race team principal, had tweeted, I don't know if it was him or a fake account, said, well, if you only get 10 seconds for taking out a car, then like F it, get a 190-second penalty and take every car out. They can't win if they can't finish.
Not bad.
That was major paraphrasing, but that was the gist of what he said on Twitter.
Well spoken for the Haas team.
Gunther Steiner is the man.
He is pretty great. He's probably one of the best parts of the Drive to Survive on Netflix.
Mm-hmm. This is quite a spicy battle that we have here in the top, not the top 4, but 4, 3, and 2.
Boy, Maddie in the pit. Perhaps he was someone either. Yeah, what is that? Maybe Dornelis got him on the restart.
Oh, maybe that's what Dornelis got his penalty for.
Jeff, I'm a stickler, me six. How's your short game, Jerry? Was he gonna stick his nose up here? That looked much closer on the camera. Just kidding.
Yeah, looked like he might have been going for it. There you go. Nice little run, though.
So, do we think he might shake him, take him around the outside going into turn 2 here? Which, unlike Kailami, turn 2 is not a little kink in the road. It is a proper turn.
I don't even know what to guess.
I want to stay in the helicopter angle because it seems like he is gaining time on Austin throughout the track, but it is quite a narrow track. Elbows are out, and the Bentley is a large vehicle, so
yeah, we are under 5 minutes, so people will be getting a little feisty.
Just a bit, but oddly enough, I feel like in the 20-minute race, it is much more calm and tame than the 20-minute mark in the 40-minute race in the second part of our super sprint. So as we let these guys battle it out, we're going to go ahead and jump down to Chris Frizza, who is following Thiago Alves.
Yeah, he's doing really good this race so far. I think he had some people close to him, but he's been able to fight them off.
Yeah, it looks like the marker on the bottom there is showing P9. We're going to wait for the system to update. But he was following Thiago the last that we had checked. Fastest lap of the session currently is a 43.6. And that is held by, I would assume, Renato Dornelis.
So Dornelis was able to get around Ike Guy, so he's currently P12, but you know, with that penalty, he's going to be going down quite a bit, probably to P18.
So I stand corrected. Bruno Vasquez currently has the fastest lap of the session.
So if nothing crazy happens, Ike Guy will get pole position with the reverse grid.
Let's get a live look in. 220 with where everyone is on the track. I would say 2 more laps.
Is that with your math hat on?
Yeah, I put the math hat partially on, so don't hate me if I'm wrong.
Just a little crooked like a fedora.
Yeah, a little bit, but even when I put it on properly, it doesn't fit right, so. So there he is, ladies and gents, Renato Dornelis knocking on P12's door, but with that 5-second penalty, as Dave said, that could knock him down to P18, roughly, P18, P19. So
yeah, well within the qualifying zone.
But with that said, the position that he has currently on the track, roughly 2 laps left, he may be able to start pushing some faster lap times. His fastest time previously was a 44.5, and we all know that he is much quicker than that. Let's go ahead and take the heli cam. Looks like he's going to try and take the outside. Alloy sticks his elbows out, is able to keep Renato behind him. So Renato Dornelis last lap was a 45.6. Alloy was a 45.8. This will be interesting if Renato can find some space on the track here and overtake, as he's getting awfully close.
Yeah, that's going to be so tough.
Tough, but this driver is very skilled. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, he just went off.
Took it a little spicy.
Didn't look like he was that hot, but yeah, he just went off track.
It looked like he did clip quite a bit of the curb previously, so I don't know if he was somewhat unsettled still.
Just got unsettled.
Well, and we know how much the McLaren hates curbs, so I'm sure that did not help.
Jeff really loves that Bentley. Loves it.
That is the race. Nicholas Alvarado will take P1 in the Super Sprint, first race of this evening at Hungaroring. Gabriel Marsan crossing P2, Austin Carpenter P3, Kenneth Portis P4, Trevor Hilligans P5, Dave Hassar P6, able to hold on there. Adolfo BC P7, Faraz Saidi 7.
Oh,
can
we do a quick replay on Saidi? It looked like he made a last-minute move on BC there.
That was exactly my thought there too.
Oh, so
it must
at
have
that
been
point
before.
he was already around him, but it had to have been on that last lap. He was able to get around him.
And by the time we jump back in here, the race will be just about done. But yeah, good moves there.
So Dornelis will be in qualifying, so probably starting P13.
Yeah, easy quality.
And we wait for the server to catch up here. May have a bit of a delay with a few guys in the pits. But not bad. Is this, correct me if I'm wrong, is this Carpy's first podium? I feel like he's had one before.
I'm sure Spangler would know.
That's true. So Nicholas Alvarado will start at P12 at the start of the next sprint. Go ahead, Rob.
All right, it's Saidi just finishing strong. Final turn.
Dave Hassar holding P6. Adolfo BC P8. They'll go Alves 9. Chris Frizza. Yeah, between Alves and Frizza, that was a good little battle. Alves was able to keep the pace in front of him, but Frizza certainly poking his nose up to drop his way into P10. He'll be starting at P3 come the next start of the sprint. Perez is getting bored. I guess he's going to go do donuts.
Wish I could relate.
Take it away, Perez.
So we're still in the race session.
We got Dag in chat. Who took out everyone? It was a chain reaction. There's quite a few cars. Still looking for the
Vasquez who clipped Dornelis in T1. Kind of a chain reaction from there.
I don't think that the Beamer is very strong here. It feels like a brick.
Yeah, I bet even more so. Lower speed track with some tight turns.
All right, so we're going to be on board with Tommy Kogan. I'll be right back. Patty boy, what's up, man? How we doing?
Hey, Pat. Yeah, that was a pretty admirable donut, wasn't it? Just constant rotation. Sadly, another dry quali. Maybe some hope for the race. Barely any wind. And a little warm. Wouldn't say hot.
Got Pat, but now with 5G. That's exciting.
Oh, I bet his stream quality will probably be better. Hope it's a bit right. Also, first injection. Why did it take so long, man? What are you waiting for?
Oh, excellent. Pat got his first shot. Just wait, you'll be able to stream from yourself on your TV here in a few weeks.
Oh, yeah, the odds are slow on the uptick. Thought it was weird that he only just got his first dose, but yeah.
Well,
Aussie things.
Yeah, like Pat says, different routes, different vaccinations and whatnot. But on a different side note, chat, I want to hear what is your favorite, it can be necessary or unnecessary, favorite sim racing piece of kit. Button boxes, wheels, little LED panels, anything. What are your favorites? I want to hear necessary, unnecessary, anything you got. Rob, what's yours? I don't think I heard from you today on that.
Yeah, I would just love a rig. Absolutely necessary. I've got this really wobbly IKEA desk, and I can't stand it. But my place is too small to have any kind of rig, so that's all I'm dreaming about.
So like a wheel stand, anything of that nature?
Yeah, I'd go like just regular, or not regular, but standard extruded aluminum cockpit. Like I just want that super sturdy kind of thing.
I got you. The 80-20.
Yeah, the 80-20.
Nice,
Everyone's
nice.
favorite.
Dave, what is yours?
For me, it's the bungee cord on my desk to hold my steering wheel because one of the desk clamps broke. MVP of the whole setup.
Logitech.
So I would consider that a necessary piece of equipment.
Yeah, pivotal.
Okay, well, what do you have another piece of kit that you have your eyes on?
That CSLDD is really nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or it looks nice.
Yeah, very nice.
I don't need it, but man.
Either that or some like load cell pedals or something.
Well, that's a good point.
That's what I'm looking at.
Still on the potentiometers.
I'm a big nerd for button boxes. I feel like it's something that isn't quite necessarily needed. Saves a lot of time. I find it quite useful. I've enjoyed mine.
The fun factor is definitely there. I don't know if it's necessary, but sure is fun.
Yeah. We got Pat saying he's looking at a dedicated sim screen and stand. Yeah, that is another thing that is overlooked, but incredibly beneficial. Malcolm, welcome into the stream. How are you doing? So Malcolm, I want to hear favorite necessary, unnecessary piece of sim kit that you have, want, or are looking at. Doing well, man. Doing well. All right, so we got Bruno Vasquez crossing line here for his third lap. Will he better the 44 flat that he has currently? And it looks like he was not on a valid lap. Anyways, Tommy Kogan. See, he crosses the line.
Kogan
has a new best with the 44.5.
Ellis coming around to finish his first lap. We'll see how he does.
And takes pole as is tradition, so that's currently P13 for Mr. Dornelis.
143.1 though. My gosh. I think I was cruising.
He's a speedy boy. Bit of space here on qualifying, but it looks like Bruno will have 2 more laps. Everyone else, this is potentially their final lap of qualifying here.
But Pierce turn off track a little bit too much.
So we got Ducky in the chat saying a wind simulator, and I saw the video. He sent it over to me, and it's supposed to replicate when you turn the car, so it's not like you have wind blowing at you the entire time, but it's somehow connected to the rig, so the faster you go on turns, there's more air. Very interesting, but I'm not paying money for it.
I'm so skeptical.
I like Pat's low tech sticky note to tell him what to check.
Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry, Pat. I've seen the picture of it too. It's quite smart.
Does he read it? That's the that's the kicker.
You know what, Ducky? You're absolutely right. Unnecessary doesn't mean worth the price. Absolutely.
Oh, man.
As we watch the poll to see if any spots shuffle around here, Bruno Vasquez did better his last lap as he crossed the line with a 43.6. And Renato Dornelis dipping his tootsies into the 42s.
Did it. That's some angry driving.
And he's getting another lap, so he could improve even more.
I don't even think he needs to.
Well, I mean, at this point, he's just flexing.
Yeah, just a bit.
Just like, hey, I got you guys for 40 minutes.
You're mine.
Oh, this reminds me, I need to fix something. No one called me out for it.
What was the mistake?
It was the virtual mirror. It was enabled. Oh, man, that's the wall.
So weird. I had no idea.
Also, another thing, chat, while we wrap up qualifying here, has anyone else noticed issues with their Logitech wheels? Because I went to race the other night, and my flasher was my wipers. Luckily, I could steer and everything, but I also couldn't start the car with the button that I use. And then my pit limiter lowered my traction control, so the stuff was all over the place.
Mine was jacked up, too. Brake got moved to a different pedal, and when I went to stop, I did not stop.
Oh, you clutched?
Yeah, I used clutch for the brake, and
It's not,
absolutely nothing happened.
It's not the same. Dornelis got a 142.8, by the way. Just pointing that out.
Snuck that in at the end there.
Well, while Ryan was looking for some free tech support.
Alrighty, so
I am tech support.
Dornelis could.
So we haven't had a super sprint in a while, so if everybody can line up in a straight line, supposedly Mullick will send out beer koozies. Supposedly, I think they don't exist, and he pays off the safety car driver to make it so they can't line up straight.
Yeah, or it tells them to wait for like 2 seconds. Have we gotten clarification on if the commentary team gets the koozies as well as the drivers?
I would hope so.
I'll take a t-shirt. I know that's not up, but I'll take a t-shirt. I'll rock some OOR in North America.
What
if we're not
we
able to get these koozies, honestly, what's the fucking point?
Who throws a cupcake, honestly? Pat, to your question, how has Amon's promotion gone today? Pretty well. He is quite consistent. And honestly, for the first race, the entire grid was mostly together. And Ducky,
yeah, everyone stayed pretty well bunched up.
Yep. When is the next run of OOR fashion wear coming?
We would be the last to know.
TBD. We'll let you know.
Keep your eyes open for the fall catalog. It should be coming in the mail.
Are we gonna get some OOR branded 10-gallon hats for the North American team? Find a way to get us all on camera, like, hey-ho, boogity boogity.
It's gonna be one of those hats that you put the 2 beer cans on the side.
Oh, yeah. I'll take that. That's perfect.
The foam dome.
That's gonna be what it is.
Which are totally crap, by the way. I had one when I was a younger lad.
See, what, when you had root beer on the sides?
Will the safety car is stopping in a straight part of the track? Can they do it?
This is the best opportunity that we've had in 9 weeks. Let's see.
Yeah, no shit.
And we've already fucked it up.
Get out.
What are you doing?
I hate all of you right now.
You had one job.
Bruno, why?
It's only 3 cars, but I hate all
What
of
is
them.
this?
As if it wasn't bad enough. Who is this? 74? Is that Frizza? Frizza,
God,
what is he doing?
It's like they don't even care. Mullick, we got to scrap this league. We got to start over. We need people that can get into a straight line. We'll call it straight line racing.
That was the best opportunity that we had at a straight line all season, probably.
They didn't even care.
Oh, it doesn't even matter.
Turn the stream off.
Ducky makes a good point. What is line?
Not that. That's what line isn't. I can tell you that. All right. As we're on board with the safety car, nearing the halfway mark of the Hungaroring as we get close to starting our 40-minute sprint. I'll go ahead and call the start of this one. All right, so Renato was able to make his way up to P13 with the qualification with that speedy boy time that he put on there. But do we have any guesstimates? How is this race going to go?
I just hope they get through turn 1.
I was going to say I feel like there's going to be some sort of collision turn 1 again.
Yeah, I think the format is showing a bit of urgency in the second race.
A bit, which is
start a little further in the back.
Yeah, we need what is that, Thiago? Need him to catch up a tiny bit. As we have everyone shuffle on the grid.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like just out of position. All right, as we get close to the start-finish line, we're waiting for the green light. And waiting, and waiting, and waiting.
Green light, go, go, go.
And we have green lights. We are off here at Hungaroring for our sprint. And we have about 5 cars wide going down the straight here. We have a Honda poking its nose up on the inside. Oh, a few love taps. We got an Aston going off into the grass, but it looks like he's able to regain his position there. And he is back on track. Some sadness in the back here. What is that, a Lambo? Oh, Matty boy.
Oh,
Matty boy.
Matty.
Oh, no. And it looks like if you can see it on the little ticker there on the side, safety car is on the move, potentially. Nope, still standing still, so we're good. We're still racing here. Getting very squirrely in the back. We have about 2 to 3 cars wide going through turn 3, going into turn 4. This is something that you do not want to go wide on. You have a McLaren and a Mercedes going off a little wide. Overall, everyone still seems to be on the track. God, that is ballsy, putting 2 cars wide there.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, single file, I would hope, through here.
It's only half the lap.
We're still going 2 cars wide. Bruno
and Dornelis.
This man is fighting. He wants that position.
Porsche just, takes the little road.
Got Davis R P13 going side by side with Thomas Pierce, as Thomas Pierce is going to take that position from him, but we get the switchback. Davis R is going to try the switchback here. I don't think he will get that, as Thomas Pierce is going to get in front. Yes, Thomas Pierce will retain that position. No, that is Renato Dornelis. I stand corrected. Apologies. And we're on board with Austin Carpenter. Let's go ahead and take a look up here in the front. Perez Saidi is now at P4, following Adolfo Bisi. And everyone is falling into position now.
Yeah, now they're finally fanned out.
Aloy Aikai will take P1 for now, as Renato Dornelis starts his reign of terror at P12 after 1 lap.
I just hear like the Jaws theme in my head, him lurking in the back.
That's just Maui. Alright, let's take a peek here. We have Adolfo Bisi still leading Perez Saidi. Thiago Alves following close and behind. I don't believe that we've seen an Audi too far in front lately.
I think there's only one or two of them left in the whole series.
For the North,
we just had a yellow flag in the back somewhere.
Did we? Let's go ahead and take a look. It looked like car 410. Is that car? Ooh, bit of damage on the back of Bruno Vasquez. Starting to look like a bumper car.
And the front.
Oh, what happened there?
That is. Oh, you know what? I believe he had some contact with Matty Boy, as he's got the flappy hood.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at that hood.
The furrowed brow.
Oh, are we going to get the switch back here from Gabriel Marsan?
They are really close.
That is a tough curb to try and ride on the inside there. So good moves on Kenneth Portis's side there, able to put his elbows out.
Honda gave the Mercedes a little bit of a tap there in the corner, or the Aston. They're still fighting.
Oh, with Nicolas Alvarado here?
Yeah, they're...
Oh!
I think the
oh, man.
Aston got a little loose on the braking zone.
I think he maybe missed his braking point.
I think he got tapped. I don't think he was able to. Was there a little contact?
Yeah,
No, he just overshot it. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't think he had contact.
So it looks like indirect contact by Chris Frizza there. So I would assume it's safe to say he will get about a 10-second penalty. Keith, how we doing? Welcome in.
We'll get something.
Yeah, certainly some points. Whenever I see the 5 and 10-second penalties come in, I think hockey terms like, oh, 5-second minor, 10-second major. But we all know that we get much larger penalties than just 5 or 10 seconds. A double minor, perhaps, for a 10-second.
Dornelis already up to P9.
I'm telling you, man, the reign of terror, a.k.a. Dornelis, coming in hot. Let's go ahead and take a first-hand view. Fastest lap of the day currently is Alloy Aikai with a 44.9. By the time this race is over, I would say we will get a high 43.
Maybe even a 42.
Possibly. I think 42 is safe to say for practice or qualifying pace, but a 42 in race pace would be incredibly difficult. But if we're going to watch anyone do it in the North American Blue Split, this is your man right here.
So, quick weather check. 30 minutes out, it's partly cloudy, but there is a 14 kilometers per hour wind. So very windy.
I believe the weather's moving at one time though, right? So it's moving with the time of the race, not two times.
So Vasquez got a penalty, lap 1, causing a collision 15 seconds.
There's your major.
And Kenneth Portis on lap 1 caused the collision as well and getting a 5-second penalty.
Yeah, we got Kenneth Portis up at P6 currently, 2/10 behind Thiago Alves. Let's go ahead and take a look up there. And then where Jeffrey Amador and Alloy Aikai slowly inching away.
Yeah, Aikai.
Bissy, who
3.5 seconds.
Bissy just went wide and just gave the position to Saidi.
I would assume it's not intentional.
Oh yeah, not intentionally gave it to him, but he just lost so much speed that the BMW just free spot.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta take it. For Saidi being quite deadly in the Beamer. As we zoom out here.
JC in the chat saw the Nissan going corner to corner in the chicane, but still kept it clean.
Looks like Dornelis is trying to make a move on Alvarado here on the outside. Not able to make it stick though.
No, I mean, these are two of the quickest drivers that we have in the split, so I don't think that he's going to make it easy for him.
Yeah, I would say with these three drivers in general, like Dornelis, Alvarado, and Portis, they're definitely some of the fastest drivers in this split.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dornelis just sniffed the fumes coming off of Alvarado there. He got real close.
Just tasting it.
Yep.
Yeah, we got the Star Spangled Man cheering for his teammate Alloy Aikai in the Bentley, who is currently in P1. So, if you're Alloy Aikai right now, you know that Renato Dornelis had to start from about P13 coming into this race. You just have to put in your best laps as soon as possible, because once you hit the 20-minute mark, you're going to start seeing some degradation from the tires. As Raggy said earlier in the EU stream, for those of you that were able to watch, and the speedier boys who are good at getting distracted here, good with the tire management, start to show up and show out at that point. Perez Saidi is certainly one of them, Kenneth Portis, and Renato Dornelis for sure. So,
all right, so
it'll be interesting to see.
Two more penalties. We've got one for Gabriel Marton or Marsan on lap 4. Speeding in the pit lane, got a 10-second penalty. And Chris Frizza on lap 3 caused the collision, got a 15-second penalty for that.
Ooh, it looks like Renato had a bit of contact there with Thiago. Thiago's going to go off into the grass. Renato stays on track, but I'm curious to see, does he have any damage?
There was contact.
Yes, and it was certainly on his left side, as you can see it there in the rear left quarter panel. Let's go ahead. I'm going to run this back real quick. See what happened.
To what you were saying before, though, I think you're right. Guy just needs to try and get as big of a gap as he can right now while Dornelis is stuck in traffic.
Fortunately,
to stay in front.
The Bentley does have favorable tire wear, which makes it really popular for enduro races. So I think this will only help out. He just has to run the race.
Yeah, so look, that was just unfortunate, honestly. It looked like Thiago thought that he had more room. And all these cars, if you're driving from the inside, the A and B pillars are massive with the roll cage. So it can be easy to miss people, unfortunately, even with the radar going. But caught a bit of sadness there as Thiago fell back into P13 from P8. Or
Yeah, I don't know what,
P6.
I don't know what that incident would be decided as.
I would
think
assume that
dropping
Renato
down-
might get a 5-second penalty. Go ahead, Dave.
I was gonna say it looked like Thiago maybe hit Dornelis, but falling down that many spots seems punishment enough.
Yeah, I'm leaning toward racing incident, but we'll see. We're not stewards, thank God.
That is true. And then also to Dornelis' defense, it looked like he had the 50-50 split where his car was in front of Thiago. So anything there, if he clearly has the speed and the exit and the space, then I would say that any penalty would go to Thiago, but he was the only one who received much damage at all, as Renato just shunted him off. We got Ducky in the chat saying racing incident as well. So we'll see. About 2 minutes from now, we should get a response from the stewards, and we'll go from there. Renato Dornelis is now sitting at P7, 3 tenths away from Kenneth Portis, and inching closer.
Yeah, it's just closing in as you spoke.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's at a part where he's gonna have a harder time getting around these drivers. So another penalty just came through. It's for Maddie. It was lap one. He had an unsafe rejoin, but they had no penalty given. So
Maddie.
I'm laughing at you and Jeff's comment right now.
is that how that works, Jeff? I had no idea.
Some very close racing action here between Nicholas Alvarado, Adolfo Bisi, and Perez Saidi in the battle for podium, the last remaining podium position right now for P3.
So Ike Guy currently up 5.5 seconds. He's been steadily gaining, taking advantage of the clean air up front.
Yeah, so just for some reference, looking at the best times for the top 5 from Nicholas Alvarado on, and we could certainly go from Kenneth Portis Dornelis, but just for P5 on, for reference, best lap for Nicholas Alvarado is a 44.4, Adolfo Bisi is a 45.3, Perez Saidi 45.3 as well, Jeffrey Amador in P2 45 flat, and Alloy Aikai with a 44.6. And then going on beyond that, Kenneth Portis is sitting at a 44.6, and then a 44.3 for Renato Dornelis, and a 44.7 for Austin Carpenter. Lots of pace still to round out the top 10. So there could be some change-ups as we get closer to the halfway point of the sprint race. Right now, it looks like Nicholas Alvarado is going to attempt to poke his nose on the inside there of Adolfo Bisi. Is he going to take it? It looks like he will. Adolfo Bisi goes a bit wide, so Nicholas Alvarado will take that line, but we'll see if he gets a late break. No, it looks like... Oh, he goes a bit wide. Adolfo Bisi will take that back, and Renato Dornelis has a bit of contact there.
With Kenneth Portis, I think.
Yeah, his partner.
All right, so we're in an instant replay right now. Go ahead from the TV cameras, then we'll go helicam. Came through about halfway through, right there.
He closed in a bit.
Yeah, I believe that was with Kenneth Portis. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's check in on the damage that Kenneth has currently. Clean.
Yeah, good for him.
Jeff in the chat saying Marsan is in the pits for the rest of the race. That's unfortunate.
He had a 10-second penalty.
Why?
I'm not sure why he didn't come back out.
Yeah, we likely won't be able to see as his car is fixed, especially if he teleported to the pits.
Yeah, wonder what happened.
That is a good question. Faraz Saidi holding on to his P3 position currently. And I believe that the battling behind him will certainly help solidify his spot if he can put in some good laps here. With that Alpha BC and the pair of Hondas by Nicholas Alvarado and Kenneth Portis battling behind him. And you have to wonder what type of racing action that these two will take if they are on comms. How will they handle this as they both want to get past Aldofa BC? Looks like Nicholas Alvarado is going to poke his nose up in front. We have a bit of contact. BC slowing traffic down behind him. That's going to allow Faraz Saidi to have much more space in front. Kenneth Portis narrowly avoiding that accident, followed by Austin Carpenter.
Yeah, it's going to be a little damage for Carpenter.
Oh, and BC just got hit by another McLaren.
All right, let's go ahead. We're going to run back 20 seconds. So that was after the first incident, and then it looks like he is going to attempt to back up here shortly, and then have his second incident.
Rough spot. Oh.
Thomas Pierce. I'm assuming that was with Thomas Pierce. Let's go ahead and check. Yeah.
Most likely that was that's the McLaren furthest back.
Oof. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Bit of damage there on the back of Thomas Pierce. Number 16 running in the McLaren.
I'm sure the penalties chat will be lighting up shortly.
Oh, if we had race control going, it would just be ba-doom, ba-doom,
Moment of silence for race control.
All right, everyone knows the stewards of beer. They're going to be quite busy. Your likes go to getting beers for our stewards.
Yeah.
Better yet, so to
Likes
subscribing.
Beers. Illegons. Just having a race. He's going off for a drive. Showing why he got promoted.
Clean and consistent. Just keeping his nose out of trouble.
Looks like Ducky might be right. Alves got a drive-through penalty for limits, most likely. Gonna stick it out in the pits, or is he gonna come back out? Came back.
Can't keep that guy contained, man.
Oh no, Frizza with the 15. I know that came in through before, but that is very damaging, especially with the super sprint lineup that we have here. Nicholas Alvarado attempting to get the outside line there on Frizza, having to back out, and Renato Dornelis looks like he will take over.
More contact.
Yeah, a little more contact.
Exchanging hits there.
All right, well, welcome to North America Blue with the hint of chili powder, as it's getting a little spicy in here.
The spicy boy.
Welcome to AP Green.
No, NA Green.
Yeah, NA Green, never change.
Then we have Renato Dornelis, who is currently P11, P10, P11, P10, P11, P10. I don't know. We'll wait and see.
We don't know where he is, but he is on the track somewhere.
He's racing. Is that a Jason reference? Aloy, Ike guy.
It was pretty good, Ryan.
Thank you. I try.
Mr.
Have my
Sound
moments.
Effects over here.
All natural, baby.
You're like that guy from Police Academy. That
Oh, yeah.
does all the sound effects for everything instead of talking.
Or like from Spaceballs, where he's like, "Sir, we've been jammed." Can't do that one.
So, Kenneth Portis gets a penalty for collision on lap 10, but they're saying no penalty given. So, I don't know why they do it that way.
That's the classic Anchorman. I don't know what we're yelling about. Starting to get to that point in the race where everybody is finding their groove, and as we said, a little over 20 minutes now as we're past the halfway mark in the race. Tires are certainly starting to deteriorate. You begin to feel a little less grip out there. So lap times begin to fall unless you are able to manage your tires well. So we'll start to see those who have managed their tires, but as we've seen, I guess you could call it a gaggle of incidents at this point. I think it's safe to assume that tire wear is not anyone's friend for anyone in the top 10.
Nope. Especially when you add like a little bit of that aero damage. Like this battle here, though. Elbows out action.
Dave, are you laughing at Jeff?
Yeah. I mean, I would say the best case scenario is that you're on a beach in Mexico. But
sipping Mai Tais and pina coladas? Yeah. That's pretty good in my books.
Missing the race, maybe a close second. I don't know. Skewed priorities, if you ask me.
I love racing, but I love pina coladas on a beach in Mexico way more.
Do you like pina coladas?
I love pina coladas.
Do you like getting caught in the rain?
Yep. All the above. Which, by the way, never dedicate that song to your significant other. If you know the reason behind the song, don't do it.
I don't know the reason behind the song. Share with the class.
It's TLDR. It's about cheating and wanting to leave your significant other.
Ducky, why do you hate me? Is the song stuck in your head now?
Cha 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 cha.
No, he was doing the da 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 rhythm.
Or intro.
Not like horror movie rhythm.
I just picture he's doing.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dave. Hold on. We got a spicy move from Nicholas Alvarado here trying to pinch his way past. Hold up. Wait a minute. Oh, no. Dornelis is going to take that position. All right, Dave, take it away.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He's a
I was
position.
going to say he was maybe doing the McLovin chicka, yeah.
I'm McLovin.
From Hawaii.
So, what happened to Frizza? It seems like he just lost all of his momentum.
Oh, if we're listening closely, it sounds like the grip of his car is completely gone.
Yeah.
He might have some aero damage there. Judging by the scuff marks, the sniffing bumpers on the front.
Yeah, maybe that added up.
So I just think it's really impressive watching Dornelis. Like, so Frizza made a small mistake by going like slightly wide. Alvarado goes past him, and then Dornelis just like slingshots by. It's like you have to be so careful in front of him. If you make the tiniest mistake, he's going to take advantage of it.
Oh, yeah. This man is just
he
analyzing everybody's racecraft.
Yeah, he didn't waste a moment.
Taking a look at chat there, Malcolm. Portis is fast. You are absolutely correct. He is a speedy boy. And then Jeff, yes, song has a good ending. It all ends happy and well, but it doesn't start off well. Literally, the first lines of the song were, "I was tired of my lady. We've been together too long."
So that wasn't the first song you danced to at your wedding, Ryan?
No, it was in the wedding, but no, it was not our first song. Thank God. Ironic story behind that. That's for another day.
You gotta watch who gets on the dance floor during that song. Song comes on, everyone just looks around. Who's going up?
Tell you what, Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy comes on, and you will see your boy in the middle of the dance floor, singing out loud.
With your 10-gallon hat on?
That's right. Never worn one before, but I would for that song.
That's the group where the one of the lead singers, one of his little moves was he loved like flipping a mic stand around. Is that what it was?
I have no clue. I've never watched the music video, so we'll have to take this conversation outside of here. Yeah, I should have taken that for the wedding, huh? So everyone, if you were just tuning in right now, one of the questions that we posed earlier today, what is your favorite necessary and unnecessary piece of sim racing kit? Whether that is a monitor, specific monitor and monitor stand for your sim rig itself, a button, button box, anything. But in terms
sticky
of
notes.
Sticky notes on your monitor, it's the little things. As we watch Dornelis to try and make a move on Nicholas Alvarado here, as they go through turn 5.
God, that was so close.
He
Super
was
close.
going pretty inside there. I don't think that was realistically going to stick.
I think he was just trying to keep up.
You know, he's at Ben & Jerry's, and he just keeps asking for samples of ice cream, and he's like, can I get pistachio? No, I didn't like that. All right, can I get Rocky Road? No, I didn't like that. What about mint? He's trying to find that flavor that he likes. It's coming. Just got to find it first.
One of these turns.
And Nicholas Alvarado is the barista at Ben & Jerry's, giving him his samples.
Was it a couple of years ago at this point? No, last year. I went to an event, and Ben and Jerry were there scooping ice cream. And I got Cherry Garcia scooped out by the men, if you will.
Well, look at you. Did you get a picture?
I did.
I was about to say, it didn't happen then.
Yeah, it was exciting.
That's awesome. Dipping back into the chat on the question that I posed there before, Zara Place with a butt kicker. That is an interesting piece of kit that I'm very curious to try out. It seems very interesting.
More tactile feedback is a good thing.
Some rumbles down under.
A little thunder from down under.
But not self-inflicted.
Nope, that's natural kind.
Artificial thunder. Ooh.
Oh my.
Oh my. Alright, C-3PO. As we watch this fun unfold, let's see here. Dip back into chat. Ducky. I know Dornelis got tagged first race and this is the result, but the driving otherwise looks a little out of sorts for him. I don't recall seeing him be this aggressive on the attack.
It's because he's always in the front. You never have to see him trailing.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm sure he's a wee bit salty after getting yeeted on lap 1 turn.
I mean, pretty much this whole race, so I have the game up as well, watching different battles. I haven't been able to switch off of Dornelis and Alvarado.
I've been glued to this battle as well, even though we do have a close battle with Austin Carpenter behind Kenneth Portis. But the thing with that battle, Kenneth Portis does have that 5-second penalty. So it's essentially Austin Carpenter versus Faraz Saidi, putting him about 4.5 seconds behind him. And then Hilligan's 7/10 behind Austin Carpenter. I'm going to go ahead and dip back to, let's go to Dave Hassar, as there's a spicy battle here with Thomas Pierce and Marcos Flavio. And then as we watch Dave close the gap with Marcos Flavio, dipping back into chat, we have Zara saying, it's not bad, but you do need 4. That's interesting. And Ducky does have a butt kicker on the rig. So I've seen 2 butt kickers on a rig before, but I've never heard of the fact that you need 4. That's interesting. That would be a whole new level of immersion.
What the heck is a butt kicker?
So a butt kicker is essentially a subwoofer that you can attach to your rig, and it gives you that, essentially like a subwoofer with the rumble and the feedback of the game.
Hey, JP.
Eat some beans ahead of time, you know? Be fine.
Yeah, give Dave some cheese.
Yeah, get your own rumble in the jungle.
Oh. Alright. Now I know your kryptonite. Oh, it looks like Dave is going to get taken over by the switch. No. Dave is going to retain his position. Interesting.
I think it's a back marker.
Is it? It's not Andrew. Hold on.
It must be Vasquez.
It's Bruno. Yeah. It's a back marker. You're right. JP, how we doing? And Ducky in the chat, it vibrates the rig to match the vehicle. Yeah, kind of interesting. I'm also half tempted to make my rig like a Dave & Buster's sim rig with the motion on it, but I might have to wait until we get a bigger house.
You've got the whole basement. Just take over the whole thing.
Please, I have the whole basement. I have 10 feet of the basement.
Sweetie, can I have 15 feet of the basement? No.
Bragger over here with his more than 10-foot basement.
So it looks like another penalty's come through. It's for Tommy Kogan on lap 17, causing a collision, and he got a 5-second penalty for it.
Ooh, just in time.
Oh, JP got his first sprint win last night. Congratulations.
Welcome in, Dad. Good to see you back on the track. Zara, can I get you to climb over the rig into bed? Don't mind me, I'll be quiet.
Saidi doing a wicked block. Look at this.
He's like, yeah, nah. See you next week, mate. Even though he's got the 5-second penalty.
Even with the penalty, it's good to see, the elbows out.
Oh, no. I completely agree. I got it mixed up with Faraz and Kenneth. But Kenneth is going to need to push past Faraz Saidi, get clean air, and push as far as he can to potentially keep a P6 at this moment, because there is a gaggle from Faraz down to Frizza. But even Frizza has that penalty, so we'll say Dornelis.
Let's give credit where credit's due. Ike Guy, 15-second lead on P2.
Killing it. Let's go on board with Mr. Alloy.
I mean, he's just going for a leisurely Sunday drive here at this point.
We wouldn't want to curse him, would we?
I believe in miracles. Where you from? You sexy thing, sexy thing. All right, 5 minutes to go as we cross the start-finish line here. See what he gets. 45-1. Not too bad. This will place... All right, math hats on, ladies and gents. 4 laps?
No.
Put your math hat on, Rob. Come on.
I don't have a math hat.
3 to 4.
Yeah,
3
to 4.
Thanks, nerd.
Nerd.
Yeah, whatever, nerd.
Hey, we got Hunter Page in the chat. How you doing, Hunter? Welcome back in.
This Bentley could have been you, but you bugging.
I think he's in the red split, if I recall correctly.
I said this Bentley could have been you, but you bugging.
I don't know what the hell you just said.
It's all right.
He doesn't either.
I'm gonna see myself out now. And we're going back to Kenneth Portis.
He keeps trying to make a move, but Saidi has got those elbows out.
Yeah, he was doing a heck of a block on the front straight for we saw him a little while ago. And it is just a train behind him.
I think Perez has said to hell with the elbows. He's put his hands out.
Yeah, you're just going hands.
Giving everyone the one finger salute behind him, saying, yeah, nah, this is mine.
Yeah, look, he's already just owning the outside. Or inside, sorry.
I can't remember who it was, but do you remember those commercials of some like basketball player being like, no, not in my house?
Oh, Dikembe
Mutombo.
Yeah,
I love
like,
it.
Not today.
This is like the whole race. He's like, nope, not in my house. You're not getting past me.
I don't think so.
He's like, I own P3. I own P3. You are not getting by me.
So Perez has also been catching up to Jeffrey as well as we speak. So if we recall, about a lap or two ago, he was roughly 5 seconds away. Math hats are not good in my house, but it does appear that he is quickly catching up to Jeffrey Amador. If we look in relation to last laps, Jeffrey Amador had a 46.4, Perez Saidi had a 46.2. So pace is slowly increasing, but I also believe it helps to have Kenneth Portis right behind you knocking on your door to be like, ah, shit, maybe I should go a little bit quicker. Mayhaps, says Perez.
Maybe I should find a whole nother level. Looks like Sears got a drive-through penalty, so I'm guessing track limits.
That would be safe to assume. I want to jump elsewhere in the race, but this battle right here from P3 to about P8 is just so juicy.
It's too good.
Yeah, this is the one.
JP in chat, Saidi, you can catch these hands. He's a spicy boy, or a spicy dad.
Sleep deprivation, maybe.
He's a whole different man now. All right, leaders on the last lap. Alloy Aikai is leading 16.5 seconds in front of Jeffrey Amador.
Look at that. Just dives right down. Now he's zigzagging the other way. That is some work.
This is
man.
spicy as hell. All right, so Kenneth Portis has that acceleration out of the corners. Meanwhile, the Beamer is just the size of a beluga whale, so it can take up space.
You're just body blocking.
Just mocking him as they do, and everyone in the aquarium like, nah, that you had a nerd.
Come up for air, nerd.
All right, just imagine right now. You can see him in the rearview mirror, except you would have the virtual mirror, and you have Kenneth Portis knocking at your door like, hello, sir. Please, sir, may I have another? Oh, my God, we got a...
Holy
Matty boy, was that you? Was that Maddie?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Pointing
Maddie
in the
with
wrong
Ben.
direction?
I think we just had a brown flag there.
Oh, I think everyone in the booth just had a brown flag.
Yeah, clean up on aisle 2.
Clean up in the nerd cave. All right, I'll do it after this race.
Babe, I did it again.
All right, so this could get juicy here. Let's see if Perez can hold on to this alloyite guy. Cheers to you on your, I believe it's his maiden P1, his maiden victory.
I don't think he's had a P1. Let me look at the standings. I think they have podiums there and stuff.
Jeffrey Amador coming across as P2. Go ahead, Dave.
This is Ike Guy's first podium.
Excellent.
So, picked a hell of a position to get your first podium on.
Congrats to you there. As we have the, go ahead, call out the finishers there if you want.
Kogan? Yep, Kogan finishes. Our man Amon.
So we've got Alloy Ike Guy P1, Jeffrey Amador P2, and Saidi P3. Portis, he's in P4, but I think he's going to drop down P8, I think, is where he's going to end up. Austin Carpenter P5, Alvarado P6, Dornelis P7, Hilligan's P8, and Frizza with a 15-second penalty. Let's see. Probably going to end up P14, I think.
Awesome. All
right. Blaine Hall P10.
Excellent. Unfortunately, we do need to back out. We can't take a look at times as we need to jump over to the North America Red Split. Jump back into the studio as they are in qualifying. Thank you for that, Cam.
I'll stay on this lobby for now just to see the final.
Yeah, go ahead. If you have times, go ahead and feel free to call those out.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, so for the AM class, we got Amador P1, Frizza P2, Pierce P3. Pro-Am is Ike Guy, Saidi, Carpenter, and overall Ike Guy, Amador, Saidi. That's it. I don't think anybody jumped out. Let me bring up the red split standings and I can do that for you. Okay, so for the red split standings, the top 3 are Salomon P1, Lou P2, and Antoine Landry P3. For Pro-Am, we've got Sansano P1, Barnes P2, and Stevens P3. And for the amateur class, we've got Dizon P1, Messiah P2, and Gonzalez P3.
Yeah, and on top of the standings there, we do have some shifting and promotions in the North American Red Split as well. Moving up to Pro-Am, we have Adrian Bourdon, who will be moving up. Riley Murdoch will be moving up to the Pro Badge, as well as Sam Snelltrain. So Riley ended up getting his first podium last week. And then Sam Snelltrain has been a very deadly top 10 driver past few weeks as we have been watching. Adrian Baudon also putting in some good consistent finishes there too.
And the team standings for the red split, we've got the Tank Slappers, which is the Porsche team, P1, Civic Duty, P2, and the Dive Bomb Datsuns in P3.
Hey, thank you for stopping in, Malcolm. We will see you next week.
I haven't said anything in a while.
Say words, Rob.
Stuff and things. Stuff and things.
Oh my god. I'm gonna go. I'm on vapors.
You've had a
I
long
barely
day.
made it
It's
to
all
the end of that
good.
race. Sorry, guys.
No
Usually
apologies.
I try and stay until. Oh god, yeah, I'm drained. But usually I try to wait until David Sar is here, but I don't even think I got that in me.
Nah. Go get
So,
some
yeah.
rest. We'll catch up soon, man. Thank you for stopping in.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Good night, everybody.
See you, Rob. So I didn't catch it at the end of the last race, but there was an additional 15-second penalty for Vasquez on lap 22 for causing a collision.
Interesting. Yeah, it'll be I'm curious to see how the standings will round out after that. And if you look on your screen currently, P2 is 900ths away from Riley Murdoch.
What classification did they give Murdoch?
Murdoch is pro now.
Well earned, I think.
Yeah, no, Riley Murdoch is very quick.
Still no Golzar this week, huh? I think somebody had said that he just got married, so still celebrating.
I would say that's a good reason to lay off a little bit.
Probably, yeah.
As we go on board with Hunter Page, who is back for his re-debut at Hungaroring. Welcome back, Hunter.
In the boat face.
That's right. Old Faithful in his eyes. This is his bread and butter.
It's a really powerful car. I have a hard time driving it.
Oh, I have a hell of a time with it too. I agree.
The first time I tried to drive it, it was in a public lobby at Donington, and it was raining.
Oof.
And I was all over the place.
Yeah, I think you would just be about all over the place with any car if you weren't familiar with it, so I don't blame you there.
It's like max traction control in the rain, and I was still spinning the tires.
Oh, God. Yeah. No, that's not a good time. If we look at the fastest lap, Riley Murdoch has put in a 43.2, increasing his gap between himself and Carden Liu. Carden Liu is no longer 800ths away. JP in the chat there, you see what he said?
Bentley's pretty awful at Donington. Well, I mean, it's also me driving it, so I think it would have been fairly awful at most tracks.
All right, well, I tell you what.
We're being honest.
Once we get into qualifying, I need to take a quick step away, and then I'll be right back. See if anyone else.
Hello, Mr. Hussar.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Sweaty after that end of that one, but doing all right.
You didn't have the race fan on?
I did. It wasn't enough.
You hate when that happens.
Is it pretty warm where you are this week?
Yeah, it's been 30 plus for the last week and a half or so.
Oh, I gotta check the conversion on that.
I would assume toasted.
Yeah, like high 80s, low 90s, I think.
That's what it is here for me as well.
We had 100 today. If we look at the poll there, it looks like Andy Meyer was able to sneak past Carden Liu into P2. All right. And I will be right back. I imagine low 90s is quite toasty, though, for you all there.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, because the humidity up here is like 1,000%.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'll be right back.
So in the first race, Dave, it looked like you fared pretty well after the turn one sadness for everybody else. I don't remember what spot you started in.
I was P11 or 12 maybe for the first race. And then, yeah, carnage in front. I parted the seas, kind of like a few drivers did at F1 a few weeks ago, and ended up P6 by the time the safety car was called.
Yeah, it was pretty wild to watch the comeback drive from Dornelis after falling all the way back to the back of the grid.
Yeah, there's quite a few heated drivers in our split. I think more than a few people out of position in the first race charging back, and then definitely in the second with the second quali. So, and the reverse grid. It was definitely an exciting 2 races tonight. So Murdoch, I don't recognize that name. I'm not sure if they're, I don't know, they're pro. So maybe I'm just not paying attention.
I believe last week was his first race.
Okay.
He won, so he got promoted to pro.
Promoted on his second week. There we go.
Well, we're talking about Riley, I assume, right? I'm back now.
Yeah.
Murdoch, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, no, Murdoch has been quite quick. In the races that he has been here for, very speedy.
I'll be right back as well.
Yep.
Antoine Landry in P20 looks to be fairly out of position. Pro starting in P20, not great. Gonna have his work cut out for him.
Also follows by Andreas Speck, though, too. I know that the Beamer is not entirely quick at this track, but that also seems to be uncharacteristic as well.
So saying to Dave, our race was definitely pretty spicy with people being out of position, especially after the turn 1 collision, so something to watch for in this one. Drivers out of position, pushing hard in 20 minutes, and then especially with the reverse grid and second quali, if anyone gets out of sorts there, I'm sure it will be exciting again.
So Dave, from what I have observed, I feel like the 40-minute sprint can get much spicier than the 20-minute super sprint. Would you agree or disagree?
I think so. Like the 20-minute, yeah, it's a short race, but everyone's in their qualifying order.
Yeah.
Unless something major happens. The second one, you got the reverse grid, plus if there was any carnage in the first race, you've got guys that should be in the top 5 or 6 having to qualify again, so they're kind of mid-pack. So I think there's more factors at play, definitely, in the 40-minute race. You also have more time for drivers to catch slower drivers who maybe benefited from the reverse grid or stuff like that. So, and especially here, it's such a hard track to pass at. So guys can get frustrated if they've been behind someone for 5-10 minutes and maybe try something that they probably shouldn't. But anyways, as they come around the final corner here.
Would you like to take it away?
Yeah, let's see what Split Red can do. Turn 1 at Hungaroring. Race 1, 20 minutes, like we said. Early start down the back straight here. As they come to the lights. It is not early. There we go. Green lights. Cars are away. McLaren there in P3 gets away decently, but the Honda comes back at him. And the Porsche of Meyer is going to have to defend into turn 1 a bit. Everyone kind of sorts themselves out. 3 wide in the back, but everyone given lots of space. Ooh, 4 wide at one point. McLaren on the inside. But I think they did it. Some shuffling of positions, but nothing more than some door taps. Turn 2 is no slouch either, though, so we got to be careful through here. Actually, all of sector... Well, most of this lap is actually fairly dangerous with cars side by side. Oh, as the Nissan takes a lot of curb. It's going to be okay with that. 2 wide in the background. Everyone's still looking like they're trucking along. This fast left-hander can catch some people out early. But again, it looks like everyone's kind of shuffled down into single file.
Any turn one sadness?
No, none at all.
Nope.
Everyone was able to keep it single file line. Well, not single file necessarily, but a bit of door banging, as Dave had just said, but nothing too major aside from that.
How many cars wide?
4 at most.
I think we talked 4.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
It wasn't my
It's
10.
respectable.
It wasn't my 10 from race 2 in North America Blue. That's for sure.
So we got 2 cars going side by side there through, near the end, but I think they made it through fine. It's a Bentley and a Mercedes, I believe. On board with Keith Briscoe, P8 right now. He's got his teammate Takis Weeks in front of him, so good start for those two.
Yeah, it looks like Hunter Page and then Thomas Varnes Cameron Sansano were the duo that you were watching, and it looks like Cameron was able to get the position on Hunter.
Yeah, I think he was ahead going into that turn, only slightly, so it looks like he's come out better after that. As they go too wide again in the background, looks like one of the Audis maybe was a little slow into turn 1, got pushed out wide, lost a couple positions in the process. So Sansano's got 2 Bentleys in behind. The Mercs seemed to struggle through this section, at least when they were following me. I could kind of pull a bit of a gap. Seems to be slightly quicker than Page through there, though. Oh, it takes a big chunk of the inside curb, it looked like, maybe.
Yeah, the Mercedes is a weird car in the sense that it is big, but I would say it handles in between what you would expect out of a mid-engine and a front engine. Would you agree with that, Dave?
Yeah, I had a really tough time with it when I drove it.
I was gonna say it doesn't turn for shit. You turn and it's like maybe I'll turn today, maybe I won't.
I just struggled with it. I haven't driven the Evo much, if at all. But the original one, the 2015 one, I just found was so slidey. The rear end wanted to step out all the time, especially on power. So kind of a weird mix that didn't settle with me. And I think I've heard from one of my friends, well, Thomas Dagg, driving it in split blue. He said it's very aero sensitive with its pitch. So they're doing a lot of setup work in the Mercedes team to try and keep its aero platform stable so that it doesn't kind of unload on you mid-corner.
That's the other thing I was gonna say. It always felt very unstable. Like there was like a fine line of what you needed to be at, and if you ended up on either side, you were gonna lose it.
I'm going to go ahead and jump down to Takis Weeks as he is 2/10 away from Isaiah Byers. Get an overhead view, see how this action's going on. As it looks like Takis, it looked like he was closing in a bit there, but Isaiah Byers was able to get some speed coming out of turn 5. Go ahead, Dave.
I was gonna say I think Byers has been one of the impressive drivers for this split. He always seems to be pretty far up the grid, setting some really good times in the Nissan.
Yeah, absolutely. As we had the Lambo duo between Takis Weeks and Keith Briscoe pushing in P7 and P8, potentially on comms, working out a plan to get them both up in the top 3 positions, if possible. Still very close over the grid. And then just taking a quick look at chat there. Yeah, Lloyd, absolutely. If you are able to hop into the practice servers, it definitely helps. Gives you a better sense of what to expect on a generic race day close to these kind of temperatures that we're looking at right now. So certainly utilize those if you do have the time and availability.
So I think there's a slight glitch with the race bot. It says there was an incident involving Gulzar on lap 808.
He's
not here right now.
Hamza, are you playing secretly?
That's his alt account.
This Smurf.
He was here with the F1 cars, so he's just been going nonstop since.
Have you hopped into the Legend series that we have?
No, I haven't tried an F1 game ever, so that's not in my wheelhouse.
Wow,
Never, ever.
gotcha. So, some exciting news. Total side note here. It looks like NASCAR is getting another game that's going to be developed under the R Factor 2 engine. Did you see that?
I feel like there was a lot of announcements of games coming, so I think I may have heard that, but it's not one that stands out in my mind.
Gotcha. So I believe it's called NASCAR Ignition, and it's going to be run under the R Factor 2 engine. And then it could potentially be a bit better, less arcadey than NASCAR Heat, but we will have to wait and see. As we view Andy Bay, it looks like getting a drive-through for track limits, I would assume, as we are 4 laps into the race.
Yeah, nothing from race control, so I think track limits is probably accurate.
Oh, hold on. Taking another quick look at the chat. Pat, I think it's me. I don't know what's going on. I didn't do anything. But if you heard a bang, this is the second time that I've been on stream with a random bang appearing from ACC.
Ryan, can you do a quick replay on Takis Weeks?
Takis Weeks, yep.
I think he maybe rear-ended Byers on turn 1.
Okay, let's take a look.
Both ended up on the right side of it, but I think it looked like he hit him.
Get a view from the helicam up here. Oh, it looked like it was very close.
Yes, just barely. Okay, just missed him.
Good heads-up play there on Takis's part. That's a clean bonnet.
And in behind the two Lambos, we've got Colin Johnson, who I think has moved up quite a few spots. I'm not sure where he qualied. I think he was in the mid-teens, so to be up behind those two now. P9, some good movement forward from him so far.
Certainly get some good points out of that, P9. And of course, if he keeps moving up the grid, more as he goes. Go ahead and go on board with Colin. See if he can tuck himself behind one of the Lambos here, Keith Briscoe. The brake marker is just so late compared to what I'm used to in the Porsche.
Yeah, it can throw down the anchors pretty well.
Yep. I tell you what.
The fast left-hander up here, turn 3, what is that, 4?
Yeah.
It's fairly scary in this car, from my experience, but we'll see how Colin manages it here.
Wow, and over
Takes
the curb
a healthy
as
amount
well.
of curb.
Yeah.
Is the Porsche one of those cars that you just turn and hope that the grip is there at all times, pretty much?
The grip is there on turn-in. It's the rear end kind of lets go because all the weight's back there, so you can't pendulum it too much or kind of correct mid-corner. It's got to stay really balanced all the way through. So you got to be super precise and commit. I've run into trouble where you're following a car and you kind of have to panic mid-corner. If they're slower or faster than you're expecting, whatever, that can really ruin your race pretty quick if you have to kind of come off the brake or tap the brake mid-corner. The car really doesn't like that.
So it's not a car for folks with commitment issues.
Oh, Helion, Perez. Okay, now I'm putting 2 and 2 together. Welcome in. Good race there. But yes, I completely agree with you. The Beamer on this track is a bit of a nightmare, but good on you for putting in some fantastic laps and holding on to P3. And we also have a Porsche fangirl. Welcome in, Philippa.
Just drive faster. Words to live by.
Trademark, Philippa.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so we have some decent battles throughout, as this is in the Super Sprint. Everybody is quite close. I want to jump down to Andreas Specht and take a look at the other side of the grid. Go on board in the Beamer. Yeah, Frizza, I completely agree. You defended quite well. Definitely had elbows and hands out there.
Yeah, elbows were definitely out for like the last 20 minutes of the race, somewhere around there.
Yeah, halfway through the race, it was like, all right, nah, elbows out.
Alrighty, so we've got some incidents that just came through. It looks like Thomas Barnes received a 5-second penalty for jumping the start. And the same for Isaiah Byers.
That's always a tough penalty. Easy to do as well. So we're going to watch Andreas Specht here, see if he can make the move on Naresh Dividend.
The McLaren seemed pretty quick around here. I had one chasing me, I think, in the first race. I could tell it was so much quicker through those fast corners than the Nissan was, but just was catching me at the wrong point, kind of mid-corner, so they had to back out. So we'll see if that's kind of a similar balance between the BMW and the McLaren here, or if Specht can make something happen here with 7 minutes to go.
Yeah, I also agree with what Frizza said here, that the Beamer has so little grip on this track, but I feel like that little bit of grip transfers into every other track, especially Donington. Donington, the Beamer did not feel like it had grip at any point whatsoever. Felt like it was on ice skates the entire time, even in the best of situations, without rain. Very curious to see if the M4 2021 Walrus, for lack of a better term, is stronger than the M6 on the track. Is it running in the GT3 circuit or only GTE? Because it made its debut at the 24 Hours of Spa, correct?
I don't think any actually ran. It's supposed to start racing later this year, but just as a factory kind of, I don't think it's been kind of homologated as a GT3 yet. They're still testing it. I think they're planning to do that this year and then kind of enter series next year in 2022.
Got it. Okay.
It's a GT3 car, not a GTE car.
Right. GTE is only in the States, correct?
Nope, they run in the World Endurance Challenge in Europe and Asia, where those races run. But SRO, which is what this game models, only does GT3s.
Got it.
And fours, I guess.
Yeah. And then we have Pat in the chat there saying that it was at Spa, only GT3. Okay. So, good clarification there. Thank you, everyone. Beamer is OP at Donington. It did not feel that way, JP. Everyone said it. I did not feel that way.
Oh, really? I loved it there.
Did you? I just felt like I was on ice skates the entire time. Granted, it could have been my setup. I was running just a standard aggressive, so I didn't have any CDA since they did split the setups with the British pack that they released earlier this year. Could have been that. But as we get back into the racing action, looking for some other battles here. Let's jump up to Cameron Sansano.
Still flirting with Byers quite a bit.
Yeah.
I know Byers has that penalty now, but Weeks is really close. Has been, I think, for most of the race.
The Philippa, imagine needing CDA setups. Yeah, I'm not good at setups, Philippa. All right, I need all the help I can get.
You know, I think Philippa could have like a really nice money-making system here. She could submit her own setups, and people would just line up for him, I think.
I love you, Philippa, but the whole go faster thing only gets me so far, and then I need some other help. So I go elsewhere.
Oh, more words to live by here. Just click the buttons until it do the good. She could also be a motivational speaker, I think.
God, I could run through a wall right now with her motivation.
Just get good.
JP, so far that strategy has only given me the bad.
The advice master.
And that is why you are still one of the speediest in the league.
I still think they should try and do like a Champions League sort of thing. I know the timing it would make it very difficult, but do like the top 3 drivers from every split and see what happens.
Yes, I agree. So, Dave, we talked about this last week. I think you missed out on it. We had mentioned the chance of doing a Champions League where you take the top drivers from every split, AP, green, yellow, blue, red, EU, North America, everything. And then it's over a 3 or 4 week period, and then you just make it an inconvenience for everyone at one point where they have to race at like 5 in the morning and then 7 p.m.
I know the logistics feels impossible, but I think it would be really incredible to watch.
Oh, absolutely. We got Philippa in chat saying it wouldn't be the first time I've raced at 5 a.m. More power to you, Philippa. More power to you. I don't know if I could do that.
I definitely could not.
TBD.
No, me neither.
TBD. After the kid is born, I'll get back to you. See if I'm crazy and I start doing that.
It's like I feel so productive at 3 in the morning when the baby wakes me up.
God, you know what? I'm just gonna go practice and race. So, babe, you got the baby, right? Cool. All right. See you at 9.
Be like, Ryan, you got good. What's your secret? Been practicing since 3 in the morning.
Your boy don't sleep. Bit of a gaggle right here. As we're on board with Keith Briscoe following teammate Takis Weeks. Thomas Varnes following closely behind, and Cameron Sansano behind him.
So JP in chat says Merc and Understeer, name a more iconic duo.
Well, he already did. Audi and Tings.
So I don't want to jinx anything, but a clean first race.
Not too shabby. Not too much sadness at all here. But there's plenty of time. We'll see. The 100 is at 0 right now. Never know if there is rain inbound.
I want there to be
for
rain.
this one. In the next 25 seconds, I don't think it's going to happen, boys.
Oh, no. Not for this one. Not for this one. I'm talking about the next race.
All rain all the time. That's what I want.
Or just for some extra chaos. Rain and quali, but a dry race again.
Oh, and that, oh my god, we just talked about this. I think it was AP Green went through that.
I feel like one of the North Americas had that earlier this season as well.
I think
Might
it
have
was
been our
Zolder.
split.
Yeah.
You
sounds
finish
about right.
practice and you finish practice and qualifying, you're like, I've got a good handle on temperatures, and then it's dry.
No, I think it was wet quali, dry race start. Or Imola was one where it was rainy at the start of the race, and I gambled. That was the one I won. Ha.
Well, you gambled well then.
Yeah. I can't remember, was Imola? It must have been a
Imola was a
super
bit wet.
sprint.
And yes. Yeah, I believe you're correct.
So Riley Murdoch winning the first race with Meyer behind him and Cardin Blue in P3. Hunter Page currently in P12. most likely... Actually, I think Landry might end up in P1 with the penalties for the second race with the reverse grid.
Ooh, that is interesting. Yeah, because if I were Hunter right now, I would be thinking like, nice, I got P12. I'm going to be sitting on pole as soon as we go back. But with that penalty, he could be potentially sitting at P3.
I think Landry's going to be the one that gets 12th overall for this race.
All right, as we wrap up the race right here, Murdoch 1, Meyer 2, Lou 3, Snell Train 4, Patterson 5, Tagus Weeks 6, Briscoe, Johnson, Sansano, and Page wrapping up the top 10. And granted, like as we said, penalties to ensue. So we'll have to see how the order is after qualifications.
So I think I saw there Landry ended up P13. The two guys that jumped the start dropped down to 12 and 11, which was Barnes and or was it Byers? Yeah, yep.
Yeah, Byers. So Barnes will be starting in P1.
I believe so.
Yep. Yeah, I just backed into the timetables to look. Oh, that's unfortunate for Landry to be that close.
That is such a kick in the nuts.
I think he was 2/10 behind.
Taking another peek at the chat here. So yes, Lloyd, to answer your question, JP there confirmed again. The practice races in OOR public lobbies also helped so much, just getting around other vehicles, working on overtaking and being in traffic. And then we also do have the private servers for those of you that are in the rookie and sprint series to get a feel for the circuit rather. And then Pat mentioning that they had a wet practice for an hour and a half, wet quali, dry race, and then the server reset and it went from wet to wet. That sucks. That's just bad luck.
I feel like public lobbies is what helped me drive in traffic more than anything else, because public lobbies are such a wild card on what you're going to get. I think it helps you get comfortable with traffic.
Yeah, I agree, but it can also lead to some bad tendencies. Things that come to mind, Monza, turn 1. So if you jump into a public lobby in Monza and you go to turn 1, you're braking at like the 300 meter mark and you're just waiting for everyone to smash into one another in front of you. And then your race commences. So bad in the sense of that, but also good to Dave's point. When you get into traffic, you start to battle more and you get a feel for battling with other cars and the unpredictability of other vehicles on the track.
I would say public lobbies does make me miss the live stewarding that we have in OOR, though. That's probably one of my favorite things about the league.
Mm-hmm.
It's having people watch real time for penalties and such.
Yeah, you do that, you start to get a feel for the racecraft of the drivers around you, and you know what you can expect. And you can throw that trust of the net code out the window and drive inches away from someone's bumper and know that you can trust them and know where they're going to brake and push your racecraft even further than what you think. It's a battle for that position. And quickly dipping into chat once again as everyone is on their first qualifying lap. Yeah, good on you, Hunter. Welcome back. You are quicker than what you ragged yourself on there. And we're on board with Michael Louie currently. Let's go to a cockpit view as he's closing down into turn 11.
Does this make you miss the Audi, Ryan?
I love the Audi. I know I'm insane for doing it, but it is a very fun car.
Looks good, sounds good.
Treats you like shit, but yeah, I love
Yeah.
it.
It's unpredictable.
If you listen in closely, you can hear Superstitious playing in the background. But yeah, no, this car is allergic to almost everything on the track. You look at a curb, it sneezes, throws you into the wall. Got some times rolling across there. We have Taylor Clark sitting at P1 with a 44.7, followed by Andreas Specht, Andy Bay, Marc-Antoine Landry, Devin Cormier, and Naresh Dibiden. Oh, Dave, front, rear, or mid-engine car? What would you pick around here? And is it only based on your experience or knowing the track and what you pick?
Got to use last names, Ryan.
That's all right.
We'll answer in tandem. Front engine for safety over the curbs,
Yep.
but you probably want something with a bit more rotation to get into those curves, especially in the second sector. It's kind of just, it was pretty brutal in the Nissan to try and get it to kind of hook up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think turn 4 you want a front engine, and then the rest mid or rear. Can you do that?
How do you work on that? Where's my button to switch the mid-engine mode?
You gotta also ask about which sim racing piece of equipment is the most important.
Well, I don't need to. You just did. So the question before Hussar was favorite necessary and unnecessary sim racing rig item that you have or want.
I've got a pretty bare bones setup. I'm desk, chair, gang, and desk setup. So, okay. So what I want, and it's not unnecessary, but I do need kind of a more of a rigid rig at this point because I got a load cell at the end of last year, I think, and I just pushed myself away from my desk pretty much every heavy braking zone, which isn't great. So my distance is changing constantly. I got to scoop forward every 2 or 3 turns. Any straight, I kind of hop forward a bit. Other than that,
so aside from the floor cups that you could potentially get to keep your chair stable, what other equipment?
well, even then, like I'm not even on wheels. Like I got those flat, they're called bell glides that you replace the wheels with, so that helps a bit. But I still, with a load cell at whatever it is, 90 kilos or something like that, I still push myself away. I've heard ratchet straps is a solution. Ratchet strap your chair to your desk to make it extra janky. I haven't gone down that road yet.
I thought about maybe putting like something behind the wheels, like a bar or something, to stop it from rolling.
So
yeah, but see, at that point, just build a solid thing, right?
I've put about 30 pounds behind my chair, 30 pounds behind my chair, and it does help a tiny bit. But luckily, if I don't move, my chair just sinks into the carpet, so that helps a tiny bit.
I'm not afraid to try ratchet straps. Like I said earlier, I've got my wheel holding on with a bungee cord because I broke one of the latches that goes onto the desk, like one of the brackets. So I mean, if I got to ratchet strap my chair to my desk, I'll do it.
I think it was Imola last season when I was in the Audi. Into turn 1, lap 1, I pulled my wheel off my desk because the clamps, I guess, had slipped over time. So I'm going into turn one, kind of holding my wheel in my hands, nothing connecting it to it. So I drive in VR, so I couldn't see the clamp to try and
Oh no.
like struggled around the lap with a wheel half connected to my desk. Had to come into the pits just to take the VR off, hook my wheel back up. It was a pretty.
I think for me it was Barcelona last season. The clamp broke, and I think I was like mid-turn, and the wheel like twisted off the desk because the right bracket had broken. And I was like, "What am I gonna do?" I like ran down to the garage and found a bungee cord.
Oh no.
I think it was in like qualifying or something. I was like, "All right, I'll just start further back. It's fine."
This is fine. Oh, that is funny. Dave, that must have been a nightmare. Hassar, that must have been a nightmare when the wheel just popped off and you're using like one arm to hold on.
Yeah, I think I got hit kind of at the same time too. So I was like, "What just happened?" Like, get bumped, wheel just like breaks. I'm like, "What? Did force feedback just get really good, or what is going on?"
This was way too realistic. What the hell just happened? My wife is apparently watching and she texted me Audi R8 for life. That's awesome.
What? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I rolled
She's
with it for about like 4 months. It was quite a while. 4 or 5. As we look at the lineup that we have here.
Ryan, I like the free cam action here. Look at you go.
I've had practice with drones, much more expensive toys.
You know,
Tell you
in the blue split, I don't think we've got a Ferrari left, so it's good to see one in the red split.
Yeah, no, the Ferrari, the Lambo, and the Audi, all three of those, quite rare in the blue split.
Yeah, I think there's only the one Audi and the one Lambo, and that's it. I don't think we even have a Ferrari anymore in the blue split.
Nah, I don't either. Dan Hill here. My man, Dan the man. I do what I can. As we got everyone... Oh, hold on. We got to see if we line up in a straight line.
It's not going to happen. I don't even want to look.
What?
Split blue is terrible.
Did you see it?
I was in it.
Fake guy. He didn't even try.
No, there was someone just completely over to the right. Oh boy.
What was that?
Mark Antoine, come on.
Come on, go back. Get in line.
No.
Go.
Reversing is a bad idea.
Did you see his initials there?
Shame.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Just need somebody behind him with a bell yelling shame as he flies past the safety car.
That's probably Byers. Because I think Byers was P2 on the restart. That makes more sense.
Yeah, I'm looking for good abbreviations here.
I think the only way we're gonna get an OOR koozie is if we buy one at this point.
I think they're just a myth.
I mean, for the longest time, I thought it was the safety car that was like there was some collusion because the safety car would stop in a corner, making it impossible. But at this point, maybe everybody driving doesn't know what a straight line is.
Cargo Bert. All right, so until we get past the start-finish line, we're going to be confused as to who is where. But we're currently on board with Hunter Page.
I think Mullick just tuned in for our talk about the koozie.
Some say that the koozie does exist.
Call them the liar.
It's called the straight line. But yeah, the blue split did not even attempt a straight line from the get-go. Whoever took P1 in the sprint race, race number 2, just lined up outside. Guy. Yeah, Ike guy lined up outside of the pace car. I was like, what are you doing?
It started from like it failed from the very beginning.
We got Mullock saying that we need to produce a documentary showing what a straight line looks like.
It's an elusive creature.
Yeah, can confirm, ladies and gents, good racers do not make good mathematicians in geometry.
You can't plot a point on a straight line.
We can find an apex, but we can't park it in a straight line down the straight. All right, Dave, Hussar, would you like to take the race start? Oh, no, you did that for the last race.
I'll go again. Let's do it.
Okay, you do it. I'll hop in halfway through.
So we're green. Further down the straight this time with the reverse grid. 3 wide, 4 wide at the front. Who's going to blink first? Oh, the Nissan on the outside turned in. Buyers, I believe. But everyone makes it through. 3 wide in the back there, 2 Hondas. Some cars going slow in the background, but I think everyone's still in one piece. 2x2 through turn 2. That's a tongue twister. Still everyone making out okay. The 2 Hondas. Oh, yeah, that was not going to work. Oh, and the rejoin almost takes out his teammate.
Hell of a rejoin right there.
That was a thank you very much. I think a couple cars going 2 wide here into turn 5. Up to the chicane.
Oh, are we almost going to, two cars wide through there? God, that is a code brown as we cut through turn 7. That little chicane there. You do not want to go 2 wide, let alone 3. So, all right, we've made it through. Currently on board with Zach Patterson as he's battling with, it looks like, Colin Johnson, number 176 in the Porsche. We got a Honda off. Woo!
Oh, my goodness. Johnson is very lucky.
All right,
we also have 2 McLarens that fell back. I think one did fall off the track as well. There was a yellow flag.
Yeah, briefly. I want to get a quick replay real quick. Quick replay. All right, going through the chicane. Sadness comes up here. Let's go to Helicam.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Johnson must have seen the car coming at the last second because he ducked out. Otherwise, he would have been in the wall pretty heavily.
Ooh.
Oh, so they tag each other and oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
So he doesn't react until the car goes by, I don't think.
No.
Call that threading the needle right there. Wow.
Holy smokes. He is lucky to be alive.
That was a little slap ass as he is still in P8 on the sprint race right now.
Ryan, if you get a chance, can you do a replay of DeBeat and car 787 real quick?
Yep. Gotta find him. All right.
Some sort of incident. I don't know what happened.
All right, run some replays. Let's go to Helicam. So DeBeaton is in the McLaren. As he crosses the beamer, it looks like he just got in the way there in the turn. Yeah. Sadness.
I think
Cam in chat, sweet baby Jesus. I think that was in response to the threading the needle with card and lube.
10 pound, 8 ounce baby Jesus. Let me slide across this here track smoothly.
Specht's nose looks like he got off worse for wear than was it DeBeaton there we saw get spun at turn 1, so he'll be carrying some front aero damage here for the next 35 minutes.
He's got that BB, that bouncing bonnet.
Ooh.
Looks like something happened with Johnson as well. He fell all the way back, and he's got a looks like a little bit of damage on the rear.
Yeah, he's sliding a little bit through there.
Yeah, he's going into the pits.
All right, so I'm going to jump back up to the top 10. We're going to go on board with Zach Patterson. Look at this juicy battle. Zach Patterson is in the Honda, but behind him he has Riley Murdoch and Carden Liu battling for position. Looks like Murdoch is going to take that, as he can cut over and eat that curb. Goes a bit wide there on turn 3.
And at some point, Byers was able to get around Sansano. I don't know what happened, but he's currently leading the race.
Well, let's go take a little peek-see, and then we'll jump back. Yeah, Cameron Sansano.
Briscoe there in the Lambo in behind got passed by those two guys because he was P5 there on the timing sheet, tumbled down to P7. So Patterson and Murdoch going through Briscoe, it looks like.
Yeah, taking a quick peek at the chat right now. Callum Gibbons, smooth. I'm getting smooth operator vibes, if anyone watches F1. JP like a glove. Pingu, yo, how you doing? So much clench, so little time. Yes, absolutely, Ducky. Code Brown, 100%.
And he sticks the landing.
All right, and we're back.
Ryan is the potato having a hard time.
Don't worry, 2 weeks. T-minus 2 weeks till no potato, ladies and gents. 2 weeks. Just in time for our final race. She likes to be called Old Faithful.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're on vacation next week for Spa, right?
Yeah, next 2 weeks I'll be on vacation.
2 weeks?
Well, when we leave, it's the same day as race day. So, two race weeks.
Who approved that?
I did. I'm going to Florida.
Yikes.
I just looked at the track map, and poor Colin Johnson is all alone pretty much halfway around the track.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, he went into the pits and he came out and he's all by myself.
Yeah, sadness, unfortunately. F in the chat for our friend there.
Looks like we had a penalty come through for Andy Meyer. Lap 1 caused a collision, got a 5-second penalty.
Oh, Hunter Page with the shunt there. That is certainly going to get some penalty points there on Hunter's part. Oh, that's unfortunate. Looked like Zach Patterson was in front of Hunter Page. We're going to go ahead and go back 15 seconds, go into the cockpit view. As you can see, that shunt in the rear left quarter panel. Very unfortunate. Had a slight tap from Riley Murdoch potentially, but yeah,
I think they call that a love tap.
That's a little bit more than a love tap.
No, that was a love tap.
All right, if you insist.
Another penalty just came through. We got Philip Clark on lap 1, caused a collision and got a 15-second penalty.
Oof. Say hello to P4 though, Hunter Page, as he's running about, looks like, 2.3 seconds away from a possible podium. So we'll have to watch and see what he does here on the track. In terms of battles, let's jump down to Riley Murdoch, who was battling with Hunter Page for position when they went through the sadness into turn 13 with the little bonk. Yeah, our drivers here will get a bit of a relief in terms of passing room when we go to Spa next week. Such a long track, though. Might be the longest that we run. It's an interesting fact. We'll have to look that one up. As we get an overhead view, we have Riley Murdoch sniffing the bumper of Carden Lou. And then closely behind him, we have Sam Snelltrain. Sam rocking his shiny new white badge for the pro license or classification.
Philippa in chat says, Porsches and passing at Spa, please no.
Porsche can't pass on Spa, let's be real.
So the trick is you just have to qualify P1 and then you don't have to pass anybody. There
And
you
then
go.
arms out. Forget elbows, arms out at that point. Fill in the blanks, chat. Jeez. JP says, Spa can suck a bag of blank.
Eau Rouge?
Spa can suck a bag of Eau Rouge.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Anyways, besides that, take it away,
It's
Hassar.
a fun little train here. Still going nowhere fast, it seems. No one's really pushing anyone too much. A couple of guys duck out, try and fake something. Oh boy,
That was
777
close.
Murdoch. I think it may have even touched, but nothing too problematic. It's coming at it again at the Honda of Lou. So Murdoch getting a little impatient, trying to force something maybe. Falling back quite a bit here after the final corner. Oh, as the car in front, his teammate in the other Bentley was at Page. Kind of slows up the traffic in front, but Murdoch just not quite close enough to capitalize.
Yeah, it looks like Hunter's going to lose a position to Keith Briscoe as he falls down to P5 once we see the timing sheet catch up a little bit.
Yeah, and Lou's right there too, forcing him along. Oh, Lou kind of freaked out the car behind him. Lou was lucky to stay out of the back end of Page as well.
Yeah, Riley Murdoch
So-
taking the ultra wide angle there.
Yeah, he's got to
Changes.
defend from Snelltrain now. Which does through the chicane. Oh, and his teammate very slow through there. So is he going to let him... it? Murdoch's going to scoot through. He's going to get in front. So Hunter Page falling back here.
So if we put our tinfoil hats on right now, I think that Riley Murdoch might be flirting with a drive-through penalty, as he has gone quite wide on the past few turns. But we'll have to wait and see. If we do see that DT next to his driver tag, we'll know what that stands for. But very easy to get a drive-through penalty here on Hungaroring, as it is quite narrow.
Yeah, there's a lot of turns where if your car doesn't bite at the right point, you're off in the runoff pretty easily at a high speed. I was sitting on 2 within the first 5 minutes of the second race. Ended up with 3, so it's definitely doable. I think we saw 1 or 2. Ooh, 2 cars going way wide in turn 1 there. Who's that? Andy Meyer,
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take
Zach
a quick...
Patterson.
Patterson, yeah.
Ooh.
Oops.
Yeah, that's a big oops. I think Andy's going to be catching about at least 10 for that, potentially.
Yeah, it was a decent defense until they forgot the corner goes right there. I think got maybe caught watching the cars in front too. Missed the braking and just tried to avoid.
So it looks like Sam Snelltrain is going to move up that gaggle of cars into P7. Hunter Page is moving to P8. And then Riley Murdoch is P6, trailing behind Carden Lou and Keith Briscoe.
I think Rob's going to be bummed out that he's missing a Nissan currently in P1.
Cameron Sansano trailing closely behind with 1.4 seconds. We'll go ahead and jump into the battle here shortly. See if our previous race winner can make a move here through turn 2.
Looks like Speck got a penalty on lap 2, caused the collision, and received a 10-second penalty.
Is that turn 1 on the McLaren that we saw, or was that later than lap 2?
It says lap 2, but I don't see Speck still in the server. I think maybe he bounced.
Yeah, potentially bounced. All right, so we're going to go from this battle of Murdoch, Lou, and Briscoe and jump up to Cameron Sansano and see what it looks like from the pointy end.
So Byers hasn't pulled away too much more. He got out to 1.3 seconds fairly early, but it's kind of holding steady there, it seems. Sansano not quite closing up yet, but we'll see if tires over the length of the stint kind of start becoming a factor near the end.
From your experience, Dave, how does the Nissan handle tire wear?
If you're not bad, like I kind of was at the start of the 40-minute race, it's pretty fine. I could probably do 60 easily on a set of tires. Especially in these temps, it's not too hot, so you're not really working them too hard. Obviously, if you start sliding, which is very doable here with all those fast corners we were talking about, and especially sector 2, if you start understeering and just scrubbing your fronts, you can have a bad time. But if you keep them hooked up and happy, they'll definitely reward you for that. I forgot to look at my tire wear after the race today. But yeah, I think over a 30-minute stint in the past, I only did maybe 0.2 millimeters of wear around type of thing, so.
Yes, you are correct, Philippa.
Just crack open a can, Ryan?
Mayhaps. And the slurp. Well, I need to drink further away from the mic. I'm sorry about that. All right. And as we take a little peek-see and on the topic of tire wear, that brings us up to advertise our endurance series that is coming up in the month of September. It's going to run once a month. It's going to also be on the 1st September of each month. We're running 4 tracks. That's September through December, starting with Laguna Seca, going to Donington, Spa, and then Hungaroring. Is that right? We've gone through this at least the past 2 weeks, so at this point, I should know.
If you're in North America, please sign up. We need people.
Yep, we're still only about halfway there to a full grid, so, or a starting grid at least.
Only you can help the North American Endurance Series.
Initiate the Endurance Series.
Oh, so Pages. Oh, okay. So Landry tucks in behind. It looked like he was side by side there, but looks like the Bentley just got a bit of a better run. There's also, who's that? Meyer and Patterson in behind, duking it out. Obviously, Meyer's got that 5-second penalty hanging over their finishing time.
Looking at chat real quick, looks like Jay, the lonely driver, is back. He missed out on the ASMR of the first race with Rob around, but maybe
hey there,
Ryan
Jay.
can help him out.
Absolutely. I'll go ahead and jump right back in here. Welcome back, Jay. Happy to have you in here, and yeah, get some slurps here, apparently on the microphone, because that's what Philippa said. All right, cheers. And back to the race. Go ahead and take it away, Hill.
What are we looking at? Hunter Page, Landry pretty close behind him. See if you can make a move.
So Hunter Page is the Bentley at the top of your screen, currently leading Marc-Antoine Landry in the Nissan. And we're currently on board with Zach Patterson, who is in the Honda.
And he's behind Mayer with the 5-second penalty. These guys are all really close. It should be interesting to see how they kind of, if they can keep where they are, or if anybody makes a mistake. We're at about the halfway point, so maybe tires are starting to fall off a little bit.
So mind you, we're on board with Zach Patterson, who is in the NSX. Looks like he's going to take it the outside line, see if he can beat Andy Meyer around that turn. And we're going to have a drag race up to turn 2. Getting quite close. Woo! It looked like they were going to have a bit of contact going into turn 2 here.
Looks like they might have had a little bit of contact there.
I don't know if Andy was forced off by Zach himself or just attempting to avoid Zach altogether. But Zach will take that position as he moves up into P10. And I'm going to move back even further with Chris Stevens in the Porky Boy, who is currently trailing behind Taylor Clark and leading Andy Bay.
Yeah, Bay looked like he absolutely sent it into the chicane there. It came out of nowhere as we switched to that camera. And he's right on the rear of Clark and Stevens right now. So Bay looks like he's hustling.
He's got that Bentley power.
Oh, he sends one into
dive.
Did well to stay out of the rear end of the Porsche there, but that was a bit clumsy. It's got some pace, just got to rein it in and capitalize at the right moment. Maybe try and wait for Stevens to do something and follow along, or capitalize on any mistakes of those two. Looks like they kind of spread out here down the main straight. Look for Bay to send one in again based on the last few corners. Smart. Nice braking into turn 1.
Just a quick update about the front of the grid. It looks like Byers has pretty much doubled his lead on Sansano. Currently about 3.7 seconds ahead.
There we go. We got Hunter Page picking up 10 seconds.
Looks like that was for the penalty on lap 4, or causing a collision on lap 4.
Prime, yes. Johnson did switch from red to blue. Sorry, blue to red 3 weeks ago now. So he's been in here since... I can't even remember what track. Whatever 3 weeks ago was.
Oh, God. Round 6 at this point. Anyways, but yeah, back to this race.
May even be 4 weeks ago now that he's been here in red, but started in blue for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Donington.
Yeah, potentially.
That was race 6.
Sometime around there. And then we also have Banshee in the chat saying, Zach just returning the favor from turn 1 incident and just a bit more polite.
Yeah. Looks like Johnson's first race was Kailami for the red split.
So that was 2 weeks ago.
Only 2 weeks? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think it was only
What
2
is time?
because... Yeah, for real. No kidding. Because we had Mazzano last week and then Kailami before, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
You're correct.
Look at me paying attention. Shit.
Look at you doing math.
The math hat worked this time, boys. What do you say? Got the Honda avoiding that first chicane bump like the plague. As you can hear the Honda waiting to catch that grip as we are 15 minutes away from the race finish, 25 minutes into the race currently, and tire degradation is certainly starting to be a factor for cars who have not been managing tire wear.
Looks like Antoine Landry got pretty loose back there and lost quite a bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
Coming onto that last straight, he was let Patterson close up, but Landry does well to stay in front through the last little complex here.
All right, so we'll see what this group can do as they go through turn 2. See if there's any kind of shuffling, as we just mentioned, tire degradation starting to play a factor. And Marc-Antoine Landry might be dealing with tire degradation more than the 2 cars following behind him, Zach Patterson and Andy Meyer.
Is he continuing to be pretty squirrely?
He went about a bit wide there into turn 4.
Oh yeah, he just did it there too.
Yeah, so it looks like he's certainly starting to lose some speed. And we'll see if Zach Patterson can capitalize on that within, I would say, 2 laps.
Yeah.
That kind of sliding that you're seeing, that's kind of just him trying to carry too much speed into these corners, the front not biting. And he's just letting the rear end unload, which is actually fairly loose in the Nissan, especially on power. That's one area we've got to watch driving that car, is you can't have it too heavy of a right foot. Got to be kind of cautious with your throttle application, especially when you've got a lot of steering angle applied. So Landry's going to have to watch himself here, not trying to overwork those fronts, keep the rear end under control. If he wants to keep Meyer behind him here, or sorry, Patterson behind him for the next 15 or so minutes.
Looks like we had a couple penalties come through. Bay got a drive-through penalty. I'm guessing that is for track limits. And Mayer ended up getting a 15-second penalty for collision on lap 8.
Oh, so who... We had talked about that. That was almost 8 laps ago.
I think for Bay we had talked about that he looked like he'd been going pretty wide.
Yeah, but also for Meyer, who did he have? He had a collision with someone. Was it Zach Patterson, or was it... Who else could it have been? Cardin Liu, potentially?
Oh, no, I think that was the turn 1 where where Patterson and Meyer went off.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's probably what it was.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he got 15 seconds, so
Yeah, spot on.
pretty bad.
Zach Patterson. Thank you, Banshee. And as Jeff says, let's foe. Now I'm hungry, but incorrect spelling.
It's pho.
It's pho. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave.
I mean, sorry.
No, I know. That's on me. It's pho.
Looks like Andy Mayer just picked up a drive-through penalty as well, so testing the limits of the track on top of his other penalties.
Chat wants to see an onboard of Sam Snelltrain. We'll get there here shortly. It looks like he's about 4 seconds away. We're going to see if Zach Patterson can put the moves on Marc-Antoine Landry.
I don't know about you guys, but with Snelltrain, 2 things come to mind. either Crazy Train or the Coal Train from what's that game?
Gears of War.
Gears of War, yeah. Snail
Fun-
Train.
Fun fact, I call my nephew the Coal Train. He has no clue what it came from.
Looks like Riley Murdoch just picked up a 5-second penalty for causing a collision on lap 10.
Rugrass, hello Americans. Hello, Rugrass, how you doing? And to Hussar's defense, he's Canadian.
What?
He said hello Americans. I'm just saying you're
Oh.
not American.
Gotcha.
Wait,
I got you. Don't worry.
I was like, it's like, who called into question my nationality?
no,
But
there.
I missed that comment.
I promise you.
I follow.
There is no slander. I got you. Don't worry. We're neighbors here. Hello,
He's
North
like, how
Americans.
He's like, how dare you?
He fixed it. There we go. All right. Let's give the man what he wants. A Sam Snell train on board for the Star Spangled Man. Just for so long, though, as he is in hot lap mode currently. Just on lunch break. Well, welcome in. Glad you can join us here. Time zones, am I right?
What's for lunch today?
So Murdoch and Bay into the pits to serve their drive-throughs, it appears. Murdoch is out now.
Ooh, sushi for lunch. Love it.
I can't eat that. I'm allergic.
You're allergic?
Yeah, I can't eat shellfish. I'm gonna jump on board with Riley Murdoch, though.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, I mean, it beats getting sick, so I just stay away from it.
Yeah, I mean, if the alternative is getting sick or dying, I suppose.
It's so
Sushi
good,
isn't that great.
but it closes my throat. Come on, just try it. All right, if you insist.
Just have an EpiPen ready.
What's the worst that could happen? Oh.
What's the worst that could happen?
Get that man an EpiPen! I think Zach has the spiciest battle right now. So, let's go ahead and jump back on board here.
Does he have the spiciest of tuna roll battles going on?
Some may say.
That was a stretch, I'll admit. I'm sorry.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah. I'll let myself out.
Not yet, you got 8 minutes. You don't get that luxury.
You're stuck here.
Are we going to get a little switcheroony? It looks like Zach's going to have to make up a tiny bit of space before that happens. Getting a great exit off of turn 1, though, behind Marc-Antoine Landry. See if he can draft into turn 2. Potentially do a little switcheroo. Now he's going to back off as Hunter Page follows in suit behind him.
Those Bentleys are just absolutely sending it into braking zones. They just seem to just come out of nowhere under braking.
Yeah, the different vehicles, you can see their strengths and weaknesses starting to play into effect as Hunter will likely catch up and yeet it over the chicane. Let's take a look at the Bentley behind them. Yep, skadoosh right over top. Closing in suit as the Honda has to avoid that. The Nissan in front of them, I don't know. I believe it can handle curbs to an extent. It's pretty decent. Is that right, Hussar?
Yeah, it can jump them pretty easily.
Yeah. So it's the Honda's having to jump through hoops currently to stay in line with the two cars in front and behind.
Yeah, so I think Landry's going to have to watch his tires here near the end. He slid through turn 5 again on this last lap. I don't know if he's just pushing hard to stay in front of Page, but that may end up biting him if his tires go even more away.
Oh, that is true. To Philip's defense, the chicane, every car could yeet it. I just feel like once you get into the mid-engine cars, it could be a little testy to get over that first orange sausage. But then again, lack of experience yeeting every single car over that sausage. Alloy, welcome in. Great race.
Yeah, it was solid race too for Ike Guy.
We could potentially see a little switcheroo here. Between Mr. Patterson and Marc-Antoine Landry.
Especially if Landry keeps losing the rear like that.
Yeah. He's got to stop drifting that corner, otherwise... Well, maybe he doesn't. What am I saying? He's staying in front. I feel like if he can keep his car in front and not make a major mistake, he'll probably be able to defend. He's going to have the straight line speed, or at least just enough to stay in front of the Honda. So should be able to defend relatively easily.
Yeah, it looks like tire wear isn't too bad for Zach Patterson, as you can see him only going 90 degrees versus some of the other big boys where you're braking 90. But that is also normal, from my understanding, as long as you're not on the power and inducing tire wear. We got JP in the chat saying that even the Bentley is susceptible to the second little sausage in the chicane. Yeah, that second sausage is a bit of a monster. And yes, Alloy, absolutely. Dornelis is a machine with a 42.8 quali. Super quick.
I think he was angry.
Just a bit, right?
Yeah.
Philippa proving my point wrong that the second sausage isn't that bad. Just drive faster and yeet it. You'll be okay.
Just don't do bad things and drive faster.
So from my understanding there, that's don't be a little bitch. Just yeet it and go fast. All right, I want to go ahead and jump up with Thomas Varnes as he is about 3/10 away from Cameron Sansano, so potentially moving up another position in the podium as we are reaching the start finish line around turn 14 and have about 2 laps left. Cannot speak anymore. Blah 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 blah. We also have Philippa saying, if you use more of it and don't hit the middle of it, it actually doesn't bounce the car. Yes, I agree with that. Very true.
So words to live by from Gibbons, just don't spin.
Alright, don't drive the Audi then.
Just don't do it.
Spin bad, don't do it.
Drive fast and don't spin.
And JP, basically, just be perfect, don't make mistakes, and drive super fast, and you'll be fine. Words to live by, ladies and gents.
Yeah. Very obvious, you know. Just be perfect. Don't mess up.
Beer does not make you faster. We got Pingu in the chat. Too late for me to join the spy race if I haven't raced before. Not necessarily for rookies. So if you jump into our Discord, you join the rookie series, you could potentially join in next Tuesday and hop into the rookie series for the respective split that you're looking for, whether that's Asia Pacific, the EU, or NA, otherwise known as North American. You could potentially hop in for next Tuesday. Absolutely. This right here that we are broadcasting is not for rookies. That's correct. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you know, Snell Train looks like he's starting to sniff the bumper of Varnes. And also further back, Patterson, very close to Landry. The whole time we were going around just a couple seconds ago, he was 1/10 away. And I think I just heard the alert for this is the last lap. So maybe some drivers will start to be a little bit more aggressive to try and get around these close battles here.
Did you see Callum's race advice there? I'm going to go ahead and jump back into Zach Patterson, and then we're going to hop back into this battle here. So Callum says he drank a beer before last week's race, and Mazzano got a podium, hence beer does make you faster. Words to live by. You heard it from Callum.
I forget which race it was, but I had a gin and tonic before the race, and I think I had one of my better finishes.
Damn. All right, well, I missed out on that. I need to give it a shot.
You just gotta, it calms the nerves, you know?
Hassar, what do you say? Does it calm the nerves and make you faster?
Up to a certain point.
Yeah,
I think there's a very...
Moderation is key.
Yeah. There's a threshold where it can kind of just make you not care. Or at least me.
Cue the AMS2 public lobbies. Oh, that was a bit of contact there for Patterson onto Landry. That was his opportunity if he was going to attempt to pass and get a bit closer. That was it. I think Patterson just kissed that chance goodbye.
Oh, as there's two cars off in the runoff in front of these guys. Not sure what happened there. Is that for position?
No, is it
two back markers?
It is Carden. So Carden jumped back a few positions. Marc-Antoine Landry on the bumper of Carden Lou, and then it looks like not quite. Zach Patterson will finish in behind him.
So Briscoe and Lou got tangled, it looked like, just on the last lap there into turn 12.
So starting from the top, we've got Byers in P1, Sansano P2, Snell Train P3, Barnes P4, and Briscoe P5. With, I think he had a last-minute move on Lou with whatever that contact was.
JP doesn't like my phrasing. Gonna jump back into Zach Patterson.
Is it too late to try and grab a replay of Snell Train to see when he got around Barnes?
Let's see. We might be thrown back. Where is he? Here. Yep, too late. This is 30 seconds back.
Dang.
Bummer. Yeah, JP, it's action first, thinking about what I say second. So, that's what happens.
And that's a wrap.
That is a wrap, ladies and gents. Go ahead and go through the timing sheets here in a moment. Go ahead.
So, I was already in the timetable, so I was going to start going through it.
Go for it.
So in the amateur class, we've got Hunter Page with a P1 and Bay P2. They're the only amateurs in this split. For the pro, they're already leaving. Never mind. They got to stick around for a little bit. Help us out.
Everyone's ready to bounce at this point. Take a quick peek. Go ahead.
I don't blame them. I mean, Hungaroring, I feel like it can be pretty frustrating.
A bit. Yeah, certainly a bit. Taking a quick peek at chat before we disconnect here. Pingu, is there another Rookies Day? Yes, Tuesday nights. Go ahead and join our Discord. As I said before, you'll get more information there. Sign up, hit up the admins. They could get you ready and rearing for next Tuesday. Should have slept an hour ago, but damn, this was spicy. Yes, agreed, Banshee. Very spicy racing tonight from North American Blue and Red Splits. And that is pretty much it. Good racing tonight. Very, very spicy on both accounts from Blue and Red. Very, very entertaining racing. Hop in next week. We will be at Spa. And then I will catch everyone here in 2 weeks once I am back on the new rig with enhanced shadows and graphics. Less stutters. How about that?
It's pretty exciting.
Oh, I can't wait. You're telling me. Whew. All right, ladies and gents, thank you for joining. This is Ryan Garrity, aka Big Smelly, signing off along with Dave Hassar and Dave Hill.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good night, everybody.
Adios.